Hey everybody, welcome. It is a 9 o'clock show. I guarantee you that. We somehow a clerical error happened and I scheduled it for 9:30, but we are on time. 9 o'clock. Welcome to episode 275 of the CAF update. Time flies, man, when you're doing this. But we got a lot of stuff going on around here at CAF HQ, all of it really good and lots of busy work, but it's all going to culminate 2 weeks from now in OAX. So we've got a lot of things going on there. But yeah, it's Thursday night. You figure this time in 2 weeks, we'll have a lot done, set up, and maybe we'll be going out and doing one of the first events that we have scheduled for the festivities in a couple weeks. But yeah, so we've got a good show. I've got a few OAX related guests that are popping on here. Jeff Wedding, who will be coming in to talk a little bit about what he didn't make poker chips this year. As you know, he's made poker chips for the show the first 2 years to have us give away in the swag bags, but he's done something a little different this year, which I think many of you will appreciate. And yeah, so we'll be talking with Jeff, and then Chris Snork, of course, will come on later, and we'll talk about some artwork that we thought was pretty interesting posted to CAF this past week. But also, I could say we had a really good show on Tuesday with the best ofs. It was a lot of fun. Aranga was he almost stole the show if Fish Benz didn't come on and one up him with his pulling his trophies out of the trash along with his sport jacket. We will never forget that. That was a moment that definitely I will. Well, we'll have have to talk about that when we see one another at the show in a few weeks. But my first guest tonight is Lauren Stump. You may have met her if you've been to OAX, and she's been on the show a few times here. She's helped curate several collections. She's set up a couple special galleries for the Korschack collection the first 2 years of OAX, and she's going to be curating and showing off some work from another collection at this time around at a special gallery in OAX. So I thought it would be fun to have her on back on the channel after probably about a year. So everyone, Lauren Stump. Hey, Lauren, how are you?
Hey Bill, hey guys.
Welcome back. It's we've only got 2 weeks, so what kind of prep work do you have to do for putting together, bringing the work to the show? I mean, hanging it. From what Casper says, you're a very experienced art hanger, probably the best in at OAX. And if at least he said you were in and out in 30 minutes.
Professional eyeballer. No, so I actually just got back from Atlanta only like 3 weeks ago, wrapping up the inventory of the Garrison collection, which I'm going to be doing. This, like you might have seen, the special gallery with the Korschack collection was in the special galleries area. This year we're doing something a little bit different, which I'm excited about. Really, the special exhibit's going to be about 15 works that are going to be in the Shasta Phoenix art booth in the Seminole Ballroom. So I'll actually be able to talk to people and interact with people as they're viewing the artwork instead of it being kind of tucked away and me manning the booth. The collection that I'm working with is coming out of Richard Garrison's archive, and Richard's a really special person. He passed away in December 2024. I actually met Richard and his wife at the time, Cindy, at the first OAX. And so I was in my booth and someone walked up to me and they're like, "There's a guy walking around with a Jeff Jones painting." And I was like, "What?"
Oh,
So
I
I went.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went in and hunted Richard down. And I don't know if any of you guys remember, but he had like this ancient suitcase box bag thing that was secured with a bungee rope. And actually, if you'll pull up that Jeff Jones Lord Greystoke, the last piece that I sent you, out of this like antiquated box, he pulled this painting out. So he was just casually strolling through OAX with this Jeff Jones painting, among other works by like Kelly Freas and Roy Krenkel. And so we sort of hit it off. I absolutely jumped down his throat. I probably came off a little too strong. He had a wonderful sense of humor if you got to meet him at the show, but I was like, my background's restoration. I'm like, "Richard, you can't have all this stuff just shoved in this box." And it was the catalyst for a really wonderful conversation that we had about Roy Krenkel, who he was very, very close friends with throughout Roy's whole life. But this is Jeff Jones, Lord Greystoke. In the 70s, Richard was doing small press publishing. So you might have seen this image from a Heritage poster print that was done in limited edition in the early 70s. He was also very close friends with Jeff Jones. Most of the artists in his collection he had some personal connection with. So people like Gray Morrow, Bernie Wrightson, Jeff Jones, Michael Kaluta, Michael Whalen. These were people that he knew very close, very personally. I think he was the best man at Michael Whalen's wedding. And Michael Kaluta did this really beautiful card I found in the archive for his first marriage. So at the wedding, you got this beautifully illustrated like brochure of their relationship from Michael Kaluta, which was really, really lovely. But this painting started off a relationship with Richard up until his passing. So that was not the frame that the piece was in when he put it in, when he pulled it out at the first OAX. I started getting phone calls from he and his wife where they were going through and redoing a lot of the framing and pieces from their collection. So he was really enjoying his art and kind of rediscovering pieces from his collection in that year leading up to when he passed. And switch it over to the Frazetta. So it became really clear to me that out of all the artists in his collection, he was really, really interested in getting a Frazetta, that he felt that would really, I mean, who's not, right? Who wouldn't love to have a Frazetta in their collection? So Steve and I were able to procure this and set up a deal from another private collection that we work with. And so about 6 weeks before Richard passed, he and Cindy added this to their collection. So it was really a prized piece. This is a scene from Land of Terror. So in the 60s, Frazetta was doing ace paperbacks for Edgar Rice Burroughs. So this is Land of Terror from the Pellucidar series. This is not a preliminary for the cover. The Land of cover, or the 1964 ace paperback for Land of Terror, I think has an alligator on it, not this scene, but a really good example of Frazetta's like line work and sort of like post-EC, pre-Conan work, which is really nice. So it was lovely to be able to bring this into his life there towards the end. So
how could he, was he able to go through his collecting journey and never pick up a Frazetta, but have all of those other amazing pieces? I mean, they're friends of friends, and certainly those creators were well aware of each other. Frazetta's always talked about, as mentioned, Jeff Jones being an amazing painter and things, and you would think that Garrison would have had a Frazetta high in his list. I mean, he must have seen a few in his time.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I was fingers, toes crossed that I would come across a Frazetta in his collection. So to speak to Richard about art, you would really have no appreciation for the fact that he was suffering from Lewy body dementia. I mean, he couldn't remember what he had for breakfast that morning, but he could remember like the minute details of most of the works from his collection. Like, oh, I got that in night 72 from Jeff because he needed $500 or whatever. I mean, like he had a really, really strong connection to his artwork that seemed to, trump his disease, which was really, really amazing. So go ahead and switch over to that creepy Lonesome Lords, because I feel like I can't talk about Frazetta without talking about Roy Krenkel, and that's a really important part of Richard's collecting as well. So Richard, as a young man, was sort of isolated from his father, like with his father's business. They traveled a lot, so he was an avid reader, and he fell in love with illustration, and he would write the artist. And he wrote Roy, and Roy wrote back. So like Roy was a huge fan, obviously, of other artists. And so they developed this relationship through these letters that ends up becoming like a pivotal relationship for Roy. And like at one point, I think Roy Richard's like 16 years old, and no one heard from Roy for like weeks. And so Richard jumps on a bus and goes up and like finds Roy sitting in the dark at his like kitchen table smoking a cigarette, and he's like, where have you been, like what? And he went on this rant about like the evil power company, and his phone had been like turned off. So Richard literally went to like kept Roy's lights on to some degree, like went and negotiated with the power company to like get Roy's lights turned back on. It's really sweet. I haven't been able to find the letter, but I do remember Richard telling me that like Roy had kept that letter for like 50 years and actually gave it back to him. It's really lovely.
Wow.
Roy's not really known as a comic artist. It's like he's like comic adjacent. He attended Hogarth School with Frank and Al Williams, and he ends up helping them with a lot of their layout work for like creepy and eerie. But this is a really cool piece that I found in Richard's collection. This is Creepy Lonesome Lore. Roy, this is actually 100% Roy lettering, everything. There's only about, I don't know, maybe a dozen of these pieces that exist, and this is his one foray into like the comic adjacent world. So I thought this would be a really neat piece to show. I will be exhibiting this one. All of these pieces will be exhibited at OEX. Some of them for sale, some not. Rosetta will not be for sale. It's too sentimental.
Oh, I can understand that. I know, and I like what you mentioned earlier when you talked about being able to have the the collection on the floor with you versus being in one of the special galleries. The special galleries are great, but being able to be with the artwork and talk with the people coming in to view the work is, it's just a totally different experience. So I'm glad, and that's something that I think we're excited to see the dynamic of having a few galleries on the floor like we do this year. So, and yours, I've the Garrison collection is going to be pretty spectacular to see. But, going back to his first trip to OAX, I mean, did he say why he brought the artwork with him? Was he just wanting to share it, show it off? I mean, what was the reasoning there?
He absolutely just wanted to show off. He was
Yeah.
showing off his stuff. But I think that that's kind of like a long-standing tradition. I don't think Richard ever went to a show without artwork. Like Roy would send him these books of sketches and small pieces of art, and Richard would sell them at the cons, and then Roy would like basically give him like the extra ones.
Mhm.
So I don't think he could go to a show and not bring some artwork to show off, you know.
Yeah. Well, and considering he had a few paintings, I guess that's why he had to, bring that case that he did.
A few, yeah, a few. I think it
Yeah.
was floor to ceiling, gallery hung floor to ceiling. I don't think there was a single inch of his house that was not wallpapered
Wow.
in art. Yeah, like I said, it took me over a year to actually have a full and like complete inventory of the artwork from Richard's collection. I don't even know if he understood some of the stuff that he has. So some of the artists that we are going to have at the show and that are represented in his collection are, as listed before, people like Jeff Jones and Bernie Wrightson, Kelly Freeze, Richard Powers, Roy Krenkel, obviously, Frank Frazetta. Another one of those artists is Vaughn Bodie. And
Hmm.
I was talking to Mark earlier this week and showing him the Richards collection. And I sent him an early comics strip. It's called The Man. And Mark just freaked out. And he's like, that can't be, like, how did Richard have that? Apparently the entire like comic had been lost in a flood. So it's the only surviving comic strip of that strip from Bodie, which is really cool. It's a bummer. So right before Richard passed away, I had finally convinced him that we needed to commit the oral history of his collection to, for prosperity. I was like, Richard, let me help you. Like, let's get this like written down. So it's sad because I feel like I'm just making all these discoveries like without Richard and not being able to, share it with
Right.
him. He would have been really pumped. Yeah.
Well, I think that's we've discovered a lot of collectors' journeys over the last 5-10 years. Sometimes through auctions that happen that are focused on their collections, and then other times like these when they're no longer with us. And but the work that you're doing is incredibly important, and being able to focus on some of these creators, some who are really well known and some who are maybe not as well known. I mean, it's so it's such an important thing these days. Now that we're finally, the artwork's getting the recognition that it's getting, the importance it has had, not just in illustration and storytelling, but as in teaching and in everything, and down to advertising. But I think that no, you got a cool job, Lauren, and you get to meet so many interesting people. I mean, Was Stephen aware of Mr. Garrison as a
Was
collector?
Steve Korschack aware of Richard Garrison?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean that was a part of the introduction too.
Okay.
And Steve, so I was working with another collection who had a Krenkel cover for Ace, and so I kind of went out of my way to find Richard and ask him his opinion. So Frank would work and like help Roy finish things. Roy kind of suffered from like lack of self-esteem. He just thought his art was crap and he'd miss deadlines and it was like this chaotic thing. So I like if you study their different styles, you can see like a Frazetta figure in a Roy painting and like a Roy lion in a Frazetta painting. They would like collaborate and help each other with their things. So I knew that Richard was really well versed in Roy Krenkel work, and so I kind of like pulled him aside and was like, "What do you think about this? I think this is very strongly like this section of the painting is absolutely Frazetta." And so I think he just enjoyed like being able to put his 2 cents in because he was just so familiar with Roy's work and with Frank's work as well.
Wow.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm just in dirty basements, looking through flat files and finding treasure. So it can be glamorous, but it can also be like a big mess too. So
Right.
like Richard had Lewy body dementia, which affects your ability, like your cognitive ability, but also your mobility. So I don't think he'd been down in his own collection room for years, like maybe a better part of a decade. So going down there and like being able to kind of pull back all of the layers of neglect and discover what his vision was for that space, I think was also very like cathartic for his widow as well.
Well, that's wonderful that you're able to help them out in that way and get the pieces out there to for us to enjoy too. I mean, is OAX really the first place that you're bringing a selection from the collection out into the public?
Yes, and I mean we're going to be offering a lot of these pieces for sale as well. So Shasta is brokering the Garrison collection, so a lot of these will be on display, but then also have listed prices. Will be actively marketing these pieces as of OAX. OAX attendees will have first dibs, be able to see it all before it goes live anywhere else. The Jeff Jones Greystoke and the Frazetta will not be for sale, but I thought it was a really important aspect to bring those down and have those be displayed. Richard would have definitely wanted to share those pieces. They will not be coming down in an old suitcase, but I'll do my best to share, like have channel Richard's enthusiasm for his collection. And like I said, I love that I get to actually see people interact with the artwork. So
Exactly. Well, and Stephen will be there, I would imagine, right? Is he in town for that weekend?
yeah, absolutely. We'll both be there. Cindy, Richard's widow, will be there as well. And this is like the first time that I think this is definitely the first time that a significant portion of the artwork is going to be shown. Richard would contribute individual pieces to pop-up exhibits like Dragon Cons in Atlanta. He was outside of Atlanta, so there was different art spaces that he would loan his artwork out to. This is certainly the first time that we're grabbing like the major pieces and going to be putting them on display. And I'm also in conversation with another gallery for later this year, so we might end up sending these for exhibition elsewhere as well. Kind of TBD. I'm still trying to work through how something can be on sale or sold and then shipped and all that fun stuff too.
Right.
But generally collectors are really interested in having their stuff exhibited, so I'm hoping that it works out.
Of course. Well, you did send me 2 other images too. I might as well look at this next one. So a beautiful Wrightson piece here. My goodness.
Yeah, this is a short vampire comic strip. So obviously Nosferatu. It doesn't follow the Nosferatu like film. David Izzo wrote the story and Bernie did this 2-page. Did I send you both pages or just the one?
You only sent me one from this
Okay,
one.
well, you'll have to stop by the booth to see
I
the
will.
other part of it. So this was published in the Monster Times in 1972. And it's just a 2-page complete story. So it's not Frankenstein or the Swamp Thing, but I mean, I think it's a really awesome version of, you know, Dracula. It's basically the King of Horror doing Dracula, which is really lovely. So this will be on display as well.
And what's the size of a piece like this?
Well, I can tell you that right now. So the site size on each page is like 18 by 13, but it's framed together, so it's going to be a large size, like 40 by 30, I think, is the framed diptych.
Wow, that's going to be cool. I mean, it's not often that you get to see pieces framed together like that. That's well, I have to see that then.
And it's a standalone, so it's published 4 or 5 times, but I don't think that many people will be really familiar with the piece, so it'll be neat to see what they think about it. I'm sure we'll have plenty of Wrightson fans in the audience.
Without question. Yeah, no, I mean it's not something I wasn't familiar with it when I saw it after you sent it to me, so I was curious what it was from, but that's cool. No, it's always great to see pieces like this that you're not, you know, that aren't just commonly known amongst collectors. And what was the other piece? Oh, that's right.
This is another Jeff Jones piece. So this is called The Accomplishment. It's another early Jones. So do you see, like, if you zoom in down like the lower right corner, like he's still signing Jones in the bottom, so he hasn't adopted his monogram. So this is an early piece for Jones. And actually, Bernie Wrightson is the model of this astronaut here. And I think I forgot to mention Gray Morrow is actually Jeff's model for Lord Greystoke, which you saw earlier. But that's Bernie Wrightson pose. This is originally published as a cover for Fantastic and subsequently reproduced, I think, in like the trading cards and on one of the Jeff Jones portfolios, print portfolios that came out. But I just love this piece. This is really great. Definitely a little different for his style. But a good example of something that was published early pulp.
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, what date or date range was this piece created?
71. Let me confirm that. 1970. So it's originally published for Fantastic Stories, August 1970.
Wow, that's incredible. And you'll have this. We'll be able to see this in person too.
Yeah.
Okay. And
a bunch more stuff. Yeah, I've got some more examples of Roy's work because obviously Roy is a big portion of Richard's collection. I've got some Gray Morrow that's going to be on display. Kelly Freas, Jeff Darrow, Von Bodie, George Barr. So I've got I'm trying to just grab a good sample of what all, you know, Richard has in his collection, things that were important or close to him. And obviously there'll be more pieces from the collection that'll be for sale, but they won't be hung like as installed in the limited gallery space behind our booths. Like I'll have some examples of early Krenkel Erie layouts, and I've got a lot of prelims for Jeff Jones. So Jeff lived in Atlanta, Richard was in Atlanta as well. So he knew Jeff in like the 60s and early 70s before he moves to New York and like establishes the studio. And what I found is that a lot of Richard's stuff specifically Jeff Jones, like isn't even in the reference manuals. So there's going to be a lot of things that people just have not seen of Jeff's, a lot of nice prelims and line work. And I'll have some nice examples of that at the show as well.
I can't wait to see all of that. Corey, who was at the show last year, is already lamenting that he's not going this year, as are we, Corey. So there'll be, the good thing is of course the show gets documented pretty well, whether it's by some of us or by all the different influencers and people with cameras that are running around. We're definitely going to do a much better job than we've ever done before. I think there'll be more coverage of things. So for those who can't make it to OAX, and we wish you would make it, there's going to be plenty of opportunity to get to see pieces like this and get a feel for what the show is going to be about. But I'm excited. I think that the show's always been really dynamic, but having pieces like this on the floor, it's just different than walking by an art dealer who's got maybe similar pieces that like that caliber, but not presented in the same way, right? And yeah, I'm very, very excited to see the pieces from the Garrison collection that you're bringing.
I've got a lot of work ahead of me. I can't believe it's already so close to the show date. So, but it'll be, if I look like a zombie, it's just because I've been up all night researching artwork for the show. So you'll have to forgive me the day of.
You'll have good company with other zombies, I can assure you.
Yeah.
But so tell me a little bit about what's been going on with the Korschack collection, because it was on exhibition for a while, and now it's not, but it has other things happening, right?
Yeah, so we just got back from the University of Delaware. We had done a show of a massive portion of the Korschack collection with them, and it was corresponding to a fully published catalog on, like, fully illustrated catalog of the Korschack collection, which is now available from the University of Delaware Press. So massive undertaking, many years in the making, and something that we're definitely very proud of. We have 3 shows coming up. That's why, or well, actually 4 now. So that's, we still, like I said, Bill, we still love you. We just couldn't have the pieces needed time to rest. But we're going to be out in Stockton, California at the Hagen Museum. We're going to do a pop-up at the University of Washington. And then we are going to be in the William King Museum, which is in Virginia.
Mhm.
And that'll be nice because we've got new pieces that we're going to be kind of premiering at each show. We added a Jeff Jones recently, so that is going to be out in Stockton. We are going to also be having a Charles Vess at the William King Museum. So that's actually being worked on by Charles now, and I'm hoping that he'll be interested in participating with the museum festivities coming up this fall. And then we were also contacted by the Segreus family. I think I've talked like ad nauseum about how much I love Jose Segreus.
Oh yeah.
But we're going to be hopefully sending a piece out to a cultural institute in Spain. So hopefully we'll be able to also participate in that later on this year as well. So we're still figuring out international shipping and all that fun stuff, but certainly a lot going on. And if you haven't checked it out, definitely grab one of the Korschack catalogs. It's really, really beautiful academic presentation on the book. And I think we'll have some for sale maybe at OEX too. I haven't confirmed that with Steve, but I'm assuming there will be a few to grab as well.
I got my copy. So well, it was fantastic. Peter Rowe wanted to know, where in Virginia was that going to be?
The William King Museum.
Okay.
I can look that up for you real fast if you need. Let's see. William King. That is in Abingdon, Virginia. And if you go on the KorschackCollection.com, our website, I have all of our shows listed with the dates. So, and then on our Facebook, I tend to put in like opening reception times and things like that too, so that if anyone's in the area, it's not too far of a drive, they can definitely come out and get a taste of the collection.
I think I meant to copy your website address so I could put it in there, but I'll do it right now. Get it in the chat for everybody.
And
well, I wanted to ask you about the vest. You mentioned Vest was doing a little bit of work on something. What was that, and what did it entail?
So this is not on our website. It's a Midsummer Night's Dream illustration, and the pigment has just faded out. So if you look at the way that it was published, there were greens and blues, and over time, the piece was appearing very like pink and purple. So Steve reached out to Charles and wanted to see what could potentially be done. And in the world of like conservation, having the artist do that sort of work is kind of the ideal scenario. So Charles agreed to take that on for us, and it's a piece that we haven't exhibited because of the poor, the way that it showed. It just wasn't right to put it on display like that. So it'll be nice to kind of add that back into the fold and make sure that more people are able to see it, because it so far has not been exhibited with the Korschack collection.
Wow. I'm just curious. I mean, how often do you get the opportunity to work with the original creator of the piece to do the restoration?
Not often enough.
Right. I have a feeling. Had Vess
Not
I don't
often
know,
enough. Yeah.
had Vess ever done any restoration on early works of his before? Or do you
That's a
know
good
the answer
question.
to
I
that?
don't know. I'd have to ask him. I can't answer that. But I mean, certainly if like you have the opportunity to contact the artist directly and have them do the amendments. I mean, like I know that Waylon did some touch up on one of the Waylon pieces from the Korschack collection at one point in
Mhm.
time. Um, you know, if things need to be retouched, repainted, added, things like that, it's not really even considered retouch at that point because it's the artist, you know, essentially embellishing on their own work. So unfortunately, most artists in our collection have now passed. So, you know, the appropriate conservator has to step in and make those sort of calls. And we've been kind of playing with the idea. There's a Slaves of Sleep by Hannes Bach in the collection. It's a Ron Howard novel, and the red pigment has completely. I mean, it's like it's so faded you can hardly tell it's there,
Mhm.
and we kind of play with the idea all the time like, well, should we fix it? And I kind of argue for putting like a film over it so that it shows, but it's not. I don't know. So it's just part of dealing with the collection, and it's a living collection. We want to be able to display it. We want it to be as accurate as it can and be as safe as it can being displayed. But to some degree, you know, just the inherent vice of the media. Over time, it degrades. So we definitely take that into consideration, especially with the Margaret Brundage pastels. It's always like a double edged. What do we do? You know, you want to make sure that you're giving the artist the appropriate amount of representation, but every time it leaves the house, like, you know, you hold your breath because
Of
there's
course.
going to be some deterioration that occurs during handling transportation. You know, it's just one of those things that you have to weigh the cost and the reward of the display.
Mhm. And the Brundage pieces are beautiful, so I can understand being nervous every time they would be transported in any way
Yeah.
along with, and your dog feels the same way.
Yeah, I know.
Clearly.
My man just got home from a trip, so it's about to get really loud in the background. It might be a good time for us to
Yeah,
say
no, that's fine.
goodbye.
Well, we're very excited to have you back, obviously, and I think it's going to be, one of the booths that I'll probably hit up first because I definitely want to see what you're bringing, and and just get to see the works up close because those are the kind of pieces that you don't get to see too often. They're the sort of artworks that don't get brought to the cons and the places where we might have the opportunity to run into those types of pieces. So yeah, I would encourage everybody who's going to OX to make sure that they head over to your booth and check everything out in
Yeah,
person.
come say hi. I can't wait. It's literally gonna be here like in a second. We're gonna blink and we're gonna be there.
Oh yeah. And there you go, Kaz. We can't wait to see you either. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, anything you need in the lead up to us, please let us know. But we'll definitely be talking a lot about the pieces that you're bringing, just so people can appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. You guys have a great night. Thank you.
You too, Lauren. See ya.
Bye.
All right. No, it's always great to see Lauren. She's just the work that she's done with the Korschack collection is phenomenal, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing really that Jeff Jones. That last piece is really curious. I'd like to see it. I think that some of the pieces are oversized as well. So again, it's a very unique opportunity to get to look at these pieces up close from these creators. So wonderful opportunity. Everybody better be hitting up that booth. I do see my next guest, Scott Dunbier, is in the green room, but it says devices not connected at the moment. So, Scott, I don't know. I'm sure you can hear me because he's in the studio, but it would mean that his camera and microphone has not connected with the studio. I wonder if he's shot me an email or something saying that he's having a connection issue. We'll see. No, nothing yet. Uh, Marcus says there's an app to find Abington. Yeah, there's an app that definitely that can get you in the proper direction to Abington. But all right, well, I guess we'll wait and see if Scott figures out what he's got going on in there in the green room. I know that Jeff Whitting was planning on coming on in about 15, 20 minutes if he's available. He might as well pop in here, but we'll see. I don't know if he's paying attention right now because I did tell him to come in a little bit. He thought it started at 9:30. No, he didn't. I actually had I had my schedule all worked out really well. I thought anyway. But yeah, well, I can skip around a little bit until Scott gets things worked out. I think well, there we go. See, I mentioned Jeff Wedding, and the man is there, ready and raring to go. Jeff,
Hello.
see, hey, a little earlier than we were expecting.
A little bit early.
Yeah.
Nothing like trying to keep the laptop I haven't turned on today from updating. As I noticed that Scott's not ready to hop on yet, and you're calling for me early, but we got it.
Yeah. Well, he's texting me. He
So
said
if I
he will,
disappear
so
in the middle,
figure it
it's
out.
because the laptop decided to reboot on its own.
Well, that would be your Fred Hembeck moment then, I think.
Yeah, probably.
So Jeff, we're looking forward to getting to hang out soon. I mean, not all of us collectors can go to Vegas and get to hang out with you, in person there and get the proper Vegas treatment. But I hope to sometime. It's like, yeah, the last time I was in Vegas was right before the pandemic, and at some point, I'm gonna promise myself and pledge that I will actually go out to have a good time and get to hang out with the Vegas calf contingency.
Well, anytime anyone's headed this way, I mean,
I think it
me,
looks like
Daryl, Matt, we're all.
uh-oh. Does that mean his battery's dying, everybody? Jeff was a translator. Well, he wasn't necessarily a he was a relayer. And here, oh, see there, his laptop died. Yeah, I'm texting with Mr. Dunbier right now. Chrome is okay, but try Firefox. All right. Well, we'll wait and see if either Jeff comes back. I know what we were going to talk about with Jeff, so I can easily cover that if his power is indeed dead. Or maybe we should call it Fred Hembeck and have him come on, and he can relay a phone conversation with Jeff. That might be the way we can get this thing done tonight. The night of 1,000 technical difficulties. You got that right, Newell. Hey, Newell, guess what arrived in the mail today? You wouldn't believe it. I could talk about that while we're waiting for things to get figured out. A package arrived from the UK, and in it were some commissions that Mr. Brian Hitch had completed. That some of which I'll be delivering to the OAX show in a couple weeks. And I've also, he unearthed some new pieces, some things that he didn't wasn't even aware he had. So I know, Noel. I'm not trying to tease. It's just there. But oh, Jeff is back. So nope, you don't get to see it. I wouldn't show it to you anyway, Noel. You don't get to see it till we actually have it at OAX.
I'm
All
keeping
right.
fingers crossed this time.
All right. Well, you said it might
changed
happen.
Devices. I'm literally sitting under the router. So.
All right.
And the dogs are going bananas.
They're just proud of you that you're on camera.
That's
in
right.
front of the whole calf community.
Made it back on screen.
All right, so you let me know a few weeks ago that poker chips were not part of our swag bag this year, and yeah, it's always good to shake things up a little bit. We appreciate the fun that you've instilled in OAX in the first couple of years. But so what are we doing differently this year?
So this year, and Tyler and I had been talking about it a while, back and forth of doing something to remember our fellow calf member, Dan Tancredi, who passed from cancer last year.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of devoting funds towards the poker chips, which I think a few people get enjoyment out of, but most people just scratch their heads. And that may just have to come back when there's an OAX West in Las Vegas or something. Because you never
say
know.
Never.
That's right. So we were doing the memorial show with you that Thursday back in August or September or whenever it was. And in the middle of it, I have a couple of gals in my office who have been going through breast cancer. And so we've done various stuff to kind of keep spirits up around the office and everything. And there had been someone who had passed out some of those silicone bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
So while we were literally on the show with you, I jumped online and got an order in. And So there's a photo that I've got posted up in my gallery now. For those that don't know me, Jeff Wedding, just under my name. That's my gallery. And so you can see the photo there of the bracelets that we had made with Dan's name on them. And some of Dan's handles on YouTube and stuff were Dan TM. And everyone was thinking Dan T for his last name, but what was the M? And to certain circles, he was Dan the Man. So that's what the TM was for. So I figured it was appropriate to get it on the bracelet. And so anyway, I got 700 of these made. Had them shipped to Kasra a week or two ago. So they're already in Orlando. They beat me there, saved me some space in my luggage. So that, you know, the big wad of cash I have to pay Jiggy when I land.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
boy.
room for that in the suitcase.
I think a lot of people are bringing cash for Jiggy.
Yeah,
But
and a lot of other dealers, because, you know, with all the pre-OAX opportunities, you know, I'll be visiting Mr. Mafood's table and some other folks as well. But anyway, so I will have these on me throughout the weekend as long as they last. I'm going to hand some to Tyler. I know some of the other artists, we may leave some at their tables. So as you're walking around, if you see somebody with one, ask them where they got it. They'll probably point to one of us, and we're just going to spread them around so that Dan's memory has a physical presence while we're walking around the hall for the weekend. And so I think that's the big aspect of it. If you go to the posting in my gallery where I have the photo, Dan was a Georgia Tech graduate, and part of his estate was an endowment that went to the basketball team. They named the student section of the basketball stadium after Dan as a memorial, because he always got row 1, seat 1 almost every year with his season tickets. And so there is a link with this post to that memorial endowment. Or if you feel inclined, and again, there's not going to be a requirement for you to make a donation to get a bracelet. But if you feel like making a donation, the link to the National Pancreatic Cancer Foundation is also there. So one of those two would be great. You don't have to show me any proof that you did it. We're just going to leave that for those that want to, but otherwise, we're just going to pass the bracelets out. And, you know, if you got good stories for Dan, I'd love to hear them. I'm sure other folks would too, as we go throughout the weekend, and we'll just celebrate our buddy Dan.
Now, Dan was one of a kind, without question. He's left a lasting, you know, many memories for us all. And
and certainly, I'm sure there's going to be a few of us wearing T-shirts.
I have mine.
characterized-
I have a Marcus one, and I have yet to buy yours or Jason D'Ambrosio's, but those are kind of at the top of my list if I'm going to get
I've
them.
got 5 or 6 of them, so I'll probably be switching them out all weekend. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad you did this, Jeff. Honestly, you know, Dan was one of a kind, and I think, you know, we'll never forget him. But having one last time to be able to all, you know, openly state what we felt about him by wearing a bracelet, whether they're on your wrist or on your ankle, like some folks may want to wear them there. But Dan was always, you know, had a smile and a joke. I mean, he kept everything light no matter what, and that was the best part about him. And he's definitely missed. And one of my favorite photos of all time is you holding those two, you with your shirt on and holding the artwork, you know, in each hand. Every time I see that, I come across it like once a month when I'm going through the archives of OAX photographs, and I always smile. It's just one of my favorite photos ever.
It was the perfect confluence that McCall caught me that day to relay the artwork. So, yeah. And I got 2 other things since I'm on screen and I have your ear.
Okay.
First, can you find out if Laura is accepting resumes? Because I can bring one with me in 2 weeks.
Yeah, Lauren, she's got a good gig, I think. I'm kind of jealous. Yeah, she's like the Indiana Jones of art collecting or art archiving or curating.
I need to figure out that retirement career, and that sounds just about perfect. I'm fine with dusty basements. So, and then the other thing was I was watching the Black Comic Lords last night, and Big Phil showed the first 2 episodes of his OAX behind the scenes for the Collections in Black special exhibit that was done last year. I'm super looking forward to seeing all the stuff that shows up this year, but wanted to throw a comment towards you and Cosper that perhaps there should be a late midnight screening of all 4 episodes of his documentary in 2 weeks. Yeah, if you've got the monitor set up for the auction and some chairs already there, I know it's last minute programming. But if you don't ask, you don't get. So
That's right. That I haven't even gotten a chance to see it yet. So I've only seen clips early on. I mean, gosh, right after the show, I think I saw a few things, but I haven't gotten to see them yet. But it's on my to-do list.
Or even if Big Phil just shows it on his phone in a dark closet, I'll show up to watch it. So
there you go. Keza says it runs over 2 hours, so we wouldn't be able to do it at least this year. But yeah, no, I would encourage everybody to check it out though.
Yeah. That could be the Thursday night. Encourage everyone to show up early.
That's true. Well, we haven't. We've got a lot of announcements coming out next week.
I'm sure that there's still plenty to come. So
there's a lot going on. Probably, but all good and lots of fun stuff, lots of things to do, and I think the events are going to probably be the first thing that we get out there very early next week. So Bill AV Club. Thanks, Marcus. So Jeff, thank you for doing this. Everybody needs to hunt down you and Tyler on the floor. And again, I can't wait to see you. So when do you get into town? Are you in on Thursday?
I get in Thursday mid or late afternoon sometime.
Okay. Well, we're going to be looking for some volunteers Thursday, right around like 5:30. So, but we'll put a call out for
if you need another eyeball for hanging art. Yeah, I've done plenty of gallery hanging. So
this is the pre-gallery hanging. This is the helping us, get the pro panel set up so we can all go out and have a good time together. That's the goal. So,
you've got my number.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff. Well, again, thank you for doing this, and I can't wait to get to hang out with you in 2 short weeks.
Yeah, and so one last thing: if Tom McDonald's, I think he might be on an airplane right now.
Yes.
But if not, him or one of you guys with a camera. Walt Simonson is now going to be there, and Harvey Tolabau is now going to be there. So that is my favorite classic Star Wars artist and my favorite modern Star Wars artist. And I need a photo of the 3 of us. So someone needs to be there with a really good camera.
We will make sure that happens.
Yeah,
and that's a good segue because Jeff, that we've actually got Scott Dunbier in.
I know
the room now. His cameras are all up and running, and we can talk a little bit about Walt and other things that he's got going on too. And Kazra did say that he needs help, especially gallery art. So yes, there will be work for you without question.
Count me in.
All right. Well, then I'm sure we'll be in touch before the show, but I'm looking forward to hanging out in 2 weeks.
Sounds good. I'll see everybody there.
All right. See you, Jeff.
Thanks, Bill.
All right. Dan Tancredi is will never be forgotten. And I like Kazra's idea. Anybody who's coming to OAX that actually has a piece of art that Dan did for us, for all of us, I would encourage you to bring it. I mean, I have the Marcus piece, so that will definitely be with me. I'll make sure of that. And while I know Marcus has the drawing of me, and I don't believe Marcus is coming, but maybe he can give it to Lance, and Lance can bring it to OAX. You never know. At least that way we can get as many Dan T pieces together for one showing. Well, just out of our iToyas. So Mr. Scott Dunbier is in the green room. Let me get him in here and welcome him to the show. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Bill. How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's been a while since you've been on the channel. Lots of things have changed since since the last visit. How have you been?
Good. Keeping busy.
Lots of things have changed for you. You're on your 4th act, as we all know now.
Right.
So we were able to work things out to get you to come out to the show this year. I know it was kind of a last minute stuff, but we're looking forward to having you at the show. And I know that I think when we talked, are you bringing any books to show off like what the current projects are or anything that you've recently completed?
No, no books. They're too heavy. So
Yeah.
but and it'll just be my wife Amanda and I, and we'll be scanning art. We also are bringing. Speaking of Jeff and your last guest, we're actually bringing poker chips.
Oh, you are? Oh, that's right. You know what? I think I was on your Facebook and I saw that you do have the Act 4 poker chips, right?
Yeah, this particular one is a new one. It's going to debut at OAX, and it'll be featuring Ragnarok by Walter Simonson.
Well, that's the right place to be debuting those, because you and Walter will be together on the show floor.
Yeah, I guess, we were talking about him hanging out at my booth. I'll be scanning art, and he was talking about doing signatures and small sketches for Hero Initiative.
I think I read that memo. That's awesome that Walt's open to doing that. And
Yeah.
I know he's always done a lot with Hero Initiative, back from the Baltimore auctions that you let me sit in on once a few years ago.
That's
that was
right.
a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
It was. You raised a lot of money. That was fun to see. I wish I had a lot of money in my pocket. I would have been on a few of those pieces too.
You and me both.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think we're excited. It's going to be fun. I actually went out and bought a long power cord for you, and nice, and even some yellow and black striped duct tape. So
great.
we talked to the hotel, and they said, well, there's not a power outlet right there, but you're kind of right across from where a stage is, so I'll be able to run the power right over to your spot.
Bill,
And,
that is very kind of you. Thank you so much.
Wow. What I can always use another 75-foot extension cord too, so that worked out for me. But so in terms of things that you're looking to scan, I know when you go to shows like that, you have the opportunity to talk with the dealers and see what they might have that you might be looking for. But do you do like a formal call out to collectors or other people who might be attending the show?
I actually put out a list on Facebook and Instagram looking for specific things, and really I look for a wide variety of stuff. It's certainly not limited to this, but let me see if I can find that list. I really should have done this earlier, but
I feel like I saw the list, and we can probably promote it. I feel like you put a list out there not too long ago. It was like a list of 20 titles and artists, I think, right?
Yeah, I found it. Excuse me. And again, this is an incomplete list, but I'm looking for Art Adams, Neil Adams, Archie Art, especially Dan DiCarlo and Harry Lucy, vintage, John Buscema, John Byrne, J. Scott Campbell, Gen 13 in particular. I just did a Danger Girl book with him. Howard Chaykin, American Flag and Star Wars, Gene Colan, DC covers and stories, including Twice Up stuff, Steve Ditko, Marvel stuff, NEEC stuff, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, Marvel covers and stories, again, including Twice Up, Marvel and DC crossover art, specifically the first 5 crossovers, which were the 2 Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Hulk, X-Titans, and The Wizard of Oz. Mike Grell, Gil Kane, Jack Kirby, Jim Lee, Kevin Nolan, DC stuff, George Perez, Frank Quitely, Marshall Rogers, Rom. So Rom from 1 to 75, John Romita Sr. and Jr., Mark Silvestri, Steranko, the modern era of Swamp Thing by Bissett and Totleben, and related artists: Kurt Swan, Matt Wagner, Barry Windsor Smith, and Bertie Wrightson. Those are on my list right now.
I might have one or two pieces. Uh, so it sounds like you don't necessarily like you clearly have probably a lot of projects that you'd like to tackle, but in some ways it's just good to have as much material as you can get, right? I mean, for future potential books, and whether they're a cover book specifically or they're a book dedicated to a single artist or title. It's just good to have as much material on file as you can. So you have to bring a few drives with you, and not just the scanner, but a few external drives as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The pages usually are about 200 megs each, so even a 4 terabyte drive can get it filled up fairly quickly.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. And Jason D'Ambrosio wants to know, can he still email scans to you like he usually does?
Sure, absolutely.
Can Jason actually scan at the proper dimension, or do you probably have a spec that you give out to people when they need to do something like that before they scan it and send it to you?
Yeah, I do, and it doesn't always work out. Some people have some really nice art, but the scans just aren't good enough. And if you can't really go to Kinko's and Staples to get these scanned, because they just once in a blue moon, it works out, but otherwise, most often it's just not good enough, and, sometimes I actually track down places, either artists or scanning houses, for the people, and they go there, and then I'll pay for the scans.
I had somebody approached me that wanted an image to use on the cover of a book that I had the artwork, and it was oversized, so I had to take it to a shop in Orlando that they're a print shop, but they also had the right size scanner to do it, and it's not cheap to get the right to get a good scan, and get it sent out, but it costs it cost me like $70 or something to get it scanned and cleaned and sent out. It looked fantastic. It looked far better than any photograph I had taken up, of it leading up to that I tried to color correct. So it's the right thing to do, especially if you're going to use it for print, to be able to take it somewhere where they can be properly done. And you've got the experience to do it at the show.
Yeah, and even excuse me, even Heritage, the scans they do for their catalogs, they aren't good enough for print. They're too small. They don't have the proper DPI. They photograph everything, and it looks great for their catalog, but it's not good enough for an artist edition.
That's true. Casper says he's got a nice Epson 1000, or is it 10,000 XL, or
10,000.
10,000 XL. Man, yeah, I'm impressed.
That's I use the XL series. I have 3 scanners. Either I have one 10,000 and a couple of 12,000s. Okay.
And what do you bring in with you to the show? Or do you want to borrow Casper's? So you don't even have to ship it.
I don't know which one I'm going to bring.
Okay. Well, you'll have it with you though. And the call is out. And like I said, if I can put the list out there for you on a news post or something on CAF, I'd be happy to do it.
Thanks, Bill. I appreciate it. That's very kind.
So it looks like everybody's excited about the Ditko book. So a lot of questions in the chat.
Me too. It's it's at the printer. It's being I approved it to be bound. I got the FMG, which is the printed but unbound book, and I went through it all and I approved it earlier this week. So it's going to be a big, heavy monster.
Wow.
And that's my first Steve Ditko book.
Not the last.
Well, because next year I'm doing Steve Ditko Heroes and Monsters, which will be Doctor Strange, Hulk, any extra Spider-Man stuff that came in after I finished this book. And so far, 15 pre-hero monster stories.
Wow. No, that's going to be awesome. Ditko was really great with horror. As far as his style just suited it very, very well. I mean, and whether even his later work, I was always I'm like I've never owned a Ditko piece of artwork, but any era, and if it's in the horror genre, I'd be all into.
No, he was one of the all-time greats, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And actually, there'll be some of his stuff in the ROM book too.
Oh, that's true. I always forget that he worked on Rama, but yeah, I have a page from Ram. I have a nice Sal Buscema with from the Rogue issue. So that one's a good one. It's got a nice splash on it, half splash.
If you feel like bringing it by,
I will. Hey, I'm local. I don't mind bringing art to OAX. Well, that's great, Scott. And again, I'm looking forward to seeing you. It's been a while, and we're excited, to just have you on the floor. I mean, you've been in the hobby for a very long time. I mean, you've been in the market, let's put it that way, both professionally with publishers and doing it yourself for a long time. And yeah, you've got a lot of history within this niche. And so I think a lot of people will be happy to see you there as well. And
as you can tell by the color of my beard and my hair.
Exactly. And the thing is that I have a feeling we'll always have people coming up to the booths, so there'll be a lot of traffic going on over there. And yeah, it's going to be great. I mean, we're very, very excited to get this show finally out there for everybody. I think you're going to enjoy it. I mean, I know it's your first time coming out, but it's a unique experience at the end of the day, getting that many collectors and retailers, sellers, auction houses, all of them on the floor at one time. I mean, we're definitely going to be in that 1,000 head count area right now. I mean, the last 2 weeks, you always wonder what's going to happen ticket sales wise, but I can tell you that's what's projected. So it will be an experience unlike any any of us have gotten to have, actually, thinking about it like that.
That's great. Congratulations. And thank you very much to you and Kazra for making the room for me.
You got it. All right. Well, if there's anything you guys need in the lead up, let us know. And yeah, looking forward to when do you get in? Are you getting in on Thursday as well?
Yeah, Thursday morning.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, we're taking the red eye.
Oh, well, you're gonna need some sleep when you get in. I think early check-ins are allowed. So
my wife said he looked into it.
Oh, okay, awesome. All right, man. Well, listen, it's going to be great seeing you in a couple weeks, and again, I'm looking forward to having you on the floor with everyone else.
Thank you very much, Bill.
All right, see you, Scott. All right. And Wayne says he's got a Machine Man Ditko, but Wayne, you're not making it to OAX this year, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think you told us that you weren't coming, but Machine Man Ditko would be cool. I wouldn't turn that down if I had the opportunity to pick up a page from this. Is your ROM on CAF? It is actually, Jason. Yeah, my ROM, Sal Buscema, is on CAF. So yeah, head on over and take a look at it. It's my one and only. I wish when I saw that page, I had the opportunity to buy, like, I think 5 other pages from that book from Berkey, because he had, I don't know if he must have got it from a collector who was trying to put the book together. He literally had the title page, page 1, which didn't have Rom on it, but it had like the couple on the snowmobile with Rom's blaster and like in the snow, and he and like wanted basically nothing for it. And I was just like, I don't like that one. I like this page, and so I just took the one. But I wish I would have bought all 6 of them. So anyways, yeah, I was going to show you a couple cool pieces of art that came in from Brian Hitch, just to show you what a madman he is. Let's see. Everybody knows he was doing those. He was taking on some commissions, and he did a lot of just spec work when we did that commission style drop not too long ago. This piece wasn't done, but he finished it, and it was in the big package that came in. So he just did this for fun, everybody. I mean, look at that. This is Teen Titans. It's on like 18 by 24. I don't believe that he has a lot of time on his hands, but clearly he does, and this is the kind of work he does when he's looking to fill his time. I think Drawn Redcoat for a while has has made him kind of, have that hankering to get back to doing some hero stuff. He even sent me, I know this book never got published, but he sent me this piece that is a Punisher and Death's Head. It probably was meant to be a cover for that. I did look around there. There is another image out there, but I actually think this one's as good, if not maybe better, because it's got them both full figure in it. But yeah, he dug up some stuff, and so this is the kind of cool stuff that came in the mail along with Newell's commission and a few other ones. And this one's kind of crazy. This is a published cover from Redcoat, but it's some crossover with Invincible characters. And so you have this piece that literally, I gotta say, I gotta go back like this. It's got at least 100 characters on it, and Redcoat, of course. But look at that, insane. So now I'm not bringing any of this to OAX. Just thought I'd show it off, just to show you that Brian is he's a madman, and he is making some great stuff. Anyway, good Lord, exactly, Tom. I don't know what got into him, but hey, yes. Are they already sold? Brian Peck asked. No. Well, the commissions are. I don't want to show. I could show one. No, the guy. This guy probably wants to put it in his calf. But I can tell you, somebody commissioned him to do an Ultimates piece. The guy asked for 5 characters and said it would be nice if maybe he could add, I think, 3 others. And it was a very fair price. And then what did Brian do? He did a 15 character 11 by 17 piece, and it's cover quality. It should be on any, like, an omnibus for the book. He literally wrote to me, he's like, I got carried away. I did the cover that I wished I could have done when I was on Ultimates by having all the characters in it. So it's very spectacular. No, it's show Newell's, he won't care. I'm not gonna spoil it. I want to show it to him and hand it to him right at the show, and I want to see the look on his face, because it's pretty freaking awesome for an 11 by 17. Brian it's probably like one of the bigger images of the character on an 11 by 17 than Newell has ever gotten, and I don't know how he got the pose just right. It's totally cool. The ultimate drawing. Yeah, it should end up on CAF. The collector who commissioned him is pretty well known and has done. They have kind of a theme, or it's kind of like what's that Bill Sienkiewicz image that's on 11 by 17. It's 11 by 17 piece. It's horizontal with all 5 of the team members on it. That kind of was his theme and the premise for the piece when he pitched it to Brian. And Brian asked if he could modify it a little bit, and next thing you know, are there 15 stingrays? No, there are not. Could not fit that many stingrays on that. The Titans piece was a commission, Brian. But it has not been picked up or anything like that. But somebody did ask me about it when they saw the unfinished piece back in November, I think, when we had Brian on. I think, yeah, during the last count. So I might bring that one, because that person will be at OAX, so I probably should show it to them first. But I know you're going to be there, Brian, so be happy to show it to you as well, because I could bring that one. So yes, November, says Newell. All right, so moving right along, and speaking about OAX once more, it's kind of, I know Casper got to show off the show floor map the other day, and I actually don't have a copy of the file handy at the moment, but I'll make sure I have it, because maybe when I have Snorkin, I could show it off. But the JRJR event that is happening at OAX, it's a meet and greet. You get a sketch, your choice of a sketch card, or a 7x11 headshot, or a torso piece. Those last I saw, there were only 5 opportunities left, so we'd like to get them sold out, and the sooner the better, because what we ended up having to do was add a second day, because we're pretty much close to the 60 head count that they were looking for. And here, I'll just throw the link in the chat for those of you who aren't familiar with it. But what we ended up doing is it will be on Saturday from 3:30 to 5, and then again on Sunday from 3 to 4 o'clock. And what we're going to do is, when sales are closed, I will send out an email to everyone who has picked up a ticket for the meet and greet, and I will ask, do because originally it was just a Saturday event, but if people want to do Sunday versus Saturday, I think we're gonna limit the Sunday to 20 people and the Saturday one to 40. So what we'll do is I'll probably put it out there, and anybody who wants to do the Sunday one, the first 20 people who want to switch to the Sunday time frame can do so, because Sunday is actually when they're going to do the raffle, because they have to split it in 2 days. They decided it would be better to do the raffle on the second day. And if by chance you were only there on Saturday and you were to win the raffle, I will definitely take care of making sure that the piece gets shipped out to the winner. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. What's Brian asking? Any plan to incorporate OAX maps or guest lists into the CAF app in the future? I wouldn't say that we put OAX maps into the CAF app. I mean, it could one day, I guess, but the programs were always out there. Oh, see, well, Kazra says we would do it. Well, I mean, one way or another, it's going to be linked. But the map is finished today. That's why maybe when I'm going to be playing this little bit with Mr. Bob Leighton, because he's on another world tour, if you didn't know, I will pull up the file and I can kind of show it off, because Kazra says, of course. So, but yeah, without question, we're going to have, like last year, if everybody remembers on the badge, we had 2 things that you could scan, QR codes, and one was for the auction lots, which again will be it'll be in the program and it will be on your badge, and the program will also be digital, so you can always kind of pull that one up if you want. Jason is like bowing down in front of Kazra right now. All he has to do is start shouting, he's not worthy. I'd like to get that recorded for posterity. Yeah, that is right. You guys are crazy. So what do we got there? Wayne says he got a cool. Okay, yeah. Well, there you go. So Wayne has done the JR package before. There you go. I have I think a lot of the pieces, the sketch pieces that you see that have been posted to CAF in the last couple of years are from the meet and greets that John Romita Jr. has done over the last couple of years, because that's the like button for Lord Castro. Oh man. All right. Yes, everybody, if you haven't hit that thumbs up already, do it now. What are you waiting for? Now you have a reason. If you didn't have a reason before that, now you got an extra reason. So hey, yeah, JR is that. Look for a lot of event news coming out next week. I know Kazra and I have a meeting tomorrow. We're going to probably outline a lot of the stuff that we're going to be rolling out and announcing. But I can guarantee you that we know that a lot of people have been asking about the floor plan and having more details about where things are after the show on Sunday that Kazra hosted, that had a lot of comic art related stuff going on in there, and guests. They showed the map there, so I've seen several people, like Tony Perna couldn't wait to get a screenshot of that and got it up on his socials, so you know exactly how to get to Tony's booth, and we know we need to get that out there for everybody as well. Will you allow attendees come in and out through the? Yes. Okay. See, Kazra's, man, he's got it. He needs man. What is this? Will Jason be on all the exit signs? Yeah, we didn't throw those away. Although Jason, I did send one of those to Jason, so we're down one exit sign. But we'll manage without that one. We don't want Jason to have to bring it with him when he comes back down here. Yeah, I hope that's not true, Jason. Anyway, all right. What else we got going on here? So yeah, plenty of announcements coming out next week. It's all awesome. We've got man, just lots of fun stuff that we're working on here that are kind of coming to fruition. T-shirt design got finalized today. I actually probably by this time next week we'll have the auction paddles in hand, and I'm not showing them to anybody until until the actual festivities. When you get your swag bag, you'll get to see the new auction paddle, which is very cool. And I think the people who print them and have to cut them might be grumbling a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's going to be totally worth it. And I can't wait to see everybody's face when they get to see that. Who's on the T-shirt? You don't get to know, Marcus. It's well, you're going to want to know, I think. But yeah, you won't get to see it till until everybody gets to see it at the show. Should have the Davis cover as a T-shirt. No, that was awesome. It was in the running. I will tell you that, Brian. It was definitely in the running. One of the few. Yeah, why does Kazra need a magic 8-ball? I guess I missed that one. Because he's Lord Kazra. He doesn't, he doesn't have to. He knows the future. He doesn't have to consult the 8-ball for things like that. Make sure we get it fitted. Why would Kazra send it back? Yeah, he wouldn't do that. But we are finalizing the Bub Crawl t-shirts as well. We had a couple designs in there. I still have not seen the Kubert artwork, but I've been told by Wolfie Fan that we should have it very soon. So, and I told him we got to have it very soon. It takes 4-day turnaround to get these things printed and turned in. So, thank you, Kazra. I'm not going to say that live. You almost got me to say it. Anyway, all right. Bob Leighton, who is not going to OAX. Of course, we're going to miss him. He was there in the first 2 years, and he tells a good story, and he holds court on the showroom floor. But he will not be with us because he is doing his second European tour in a couple of years. This one, he started in the UK. This was 2 weeks ago. I was busy with stuff last week. We didn't have time to show it. And now last weekend or I think for a week, he was in Copenhagen with his friends who have a comic shop, and so he hung around Denmark and ate. Well, he didn't eat anything exotic, but it's Denmark and then London. So you can imagine he was probably drinking Guinnesses and having meat pies and stuff. So nothing outlandish. But so I decided to consolidate his 2 weekends into one video, and I think it's already queued up and ready to fire up. Yeah, there it is. It did make its way up to the thing. So here you go. Where in the world is Bob Leighton 2 weeks consecutive?
Hey, Bill and Casra. It's Bob and Joey on the road. It's a road trip, man. So Bing Crosby and Bob Hope here. I don't know which one of us is which.
I'm Bob.
And where are we on the road to?
We're on the road to London.
Jolly old England. We're doing the MegaCon live there this weekend. The first stop in the 7 countries that I'm going to be going to. And we're going to have some really interesting footage. And we'll have a couple of guest stars as well. So, what do you think?
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun, man. So, more later.
Welcome, sir. What an incredible way of kicking this off.
Okay, it's on. Okay, good.
A mini documentary.
Yeah, that's fun, right?
Very good.
We figure we only had a half hour, so we get rid of the past right now, so we can just talk about what's ahead for me and whatever. So it's wonderful to be back in London. It's been 10 years since I've been back here, so it's really great to be back.
Well, we're so glad to have you. Have you enjoyed MegaCon so far?
Well, yeah, I used to be a regular at the old MCM shows that Brian put on, so coming back here, it's just like it's old home week, you know? It's like his kids call me Uncle Bob, so it's wonderful to be here. The last time I was here, it wasn't so much fun because I was at the Birds of Prey premiere. Yeah, and that was a crash and bore. Yeah. Well, here we are. We're at London, MegaCon Live, right? Saturday, and I am with my Iron Man brother, Kev Hopgood. Hey, how about that? So, Kev, you still hopping good?
Still hopping good.
All right, he's a hopping good artist. So, Kev, as you know, was the guy who took over Iron Man after me. Was Luke McDonald, didn't you, right?
That's right.
But also, Kevin was the guy who designed my second favorite Iron Man armor after my own stuff. You created the module armor, right? Yeah, which I think is one of the most brilliant designs ever done, or whatever. Oh yeah, absolutely. And you did Hulkbusters too, right? Yeah, how about that? So, because somebody asked me recently from Comic Book Resources what my 2 favorite non-Bob Leighton armors were, and I said it was yours and Addy Granoff's. Yeah, there you go. So anyway, it's wonderful to see you again. It's been like 10 years, right? Yeah. So we no, we went to a dinner in Tampa. Remember? Yeah, I took you out to dinner over the riverside there, the Riverwalk. Yeah. So anyway, It's always great to see Kev. I'll show you some of his art here in a little bit, and we'll probably talk more later. All right. All right, Joey, where are we at, man?
We're Prospect of Whiting.
Is that what it's called? And like the Ian Churchill, my friend Ian Churchill sent us here. It's the oldest inn established in 1520. Apparently, he said pirates used to eat here, right? Or something. So hey, anyway, we're gonna go in and we're gonna have some good old-fashioned British cuisine. There you go. Well, here we are. We're at Heathrow Airport. After a whirlwind week, Joey went off to see the sights in London. We parted ways this morning. I am at Heathrow Airport on my way to Copenhagen. Hey, well, I'm in Copenhagen now. I am in the town of Valby, and I'm about to go in and see the Disraeli sisters. They're behind me there at Cakes and Friends. They were my saviors the last time I was here, and I haven't seen them in 2.5 years. So another repeat guest star from my last video in Copenhagen. So more later. Pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah.
That's my girl. Oh yeah?
Hi.
How you doing? Hi. Hi.
He's Marvel, he made Iron Man. Oh, He's really? a sketch
Yes.
Of Iron
There's-
Man. Yeah, he's very famous.
Oh, listen. Oh, thank you, honey. That's so sweet. Well, it's Saturday. I'm here a little early. Just, I was going to show you guys a bit of the shop while I'm here. This is where they got me set up to do my little signing there. I have my drink and draw photo. My drawings from drink and draw. There, and then I have a new edition of Demon in a Bottle. This came out where they credit me only as the inker. So, yeah, so what is your name, sir?
My name is Martin.
Martin, tell me how you got here today, okay?
I live on a small island in the Baltic Sea, and I came here by ferry and by bus to meet you today.
Oh my God! And where this island? How far is it from here?
Oh, it's not that far. I would guess.
I think it's
You think it's far, right? Yeah. So, Merritt, how did it go today?
Skal jeg tale dansk til dig, ligesom jeg gjorde sidste gang, så din stakkels seer ikke forstår en smule af, hvad jeg siger?
Now she remembers the joke 2.5 years later. Oh my God. Remember when I tried to pull this off last time? We had you guys all speak in Danish? And none of you, she remembers now. She starts rattling off in Danish. You weren't here for that, because I was going to interview them, right, for the show. And I asked them all, I said, when I ask you questions, only answer in Danish, right? You know, then they all spoke in English. Totally blew it, you know. All right, Merritt, so we're having dinner now. What did you order? This is traditional?
It's traditional.
Very traditional
it's
Danish
actually
food.
mostly at around Christmas, but it's really delicious
Okay.
all year round.
Right, and I know what you have. You have schnitzel. Nita schnitzel, right? The very traditional. They give you enough of it. Okay, what do you have there?
this liver.
Oh, I can eat that.
Yeah.
Can I try by? Because I can actually eat organs.
Yeah.
I can digest them. And I got these lovely fish cakes that they made here. So, Bill, it's not like squeezing raw crab out of a tube. Nothing really hideous for you this time around. Just delicious food, but here you go anyway.
So sorry, Bill.
All right, bon appetit. Well, Bill, my week here in Copenhagen is over. I had a wonderful time visiting old friends that you might remember from earlier episodes, and eating some interesting food. Nothing that would geek you out. But anyway, so I'm at the Scandinavian Airlines lounge waiting to take off for my next leg, which will be in Belgium, outside of Brussels, in a city called Kid, which sounds kind of like a slur, but, you know. what the hell, but I will be appearing at the Worlds in Comics and Games on Saturday, signing autographs and doing what I do. Anyway, so my plane's right out there, get ready to take us on board there. So we had a great week here. It was terrific, and I will see you guys on Saturday, I guess, when I start filming some stuff there from Belgium. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode, as short as it was.
There you go. Good to have Bob back on the road, right? We don't get to have him live while he's in Europe, but hey, it's almost as good. But so yeah, I think he's on the road for at least another 7 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how he does it, but he lines up shops again, and I think he has 1 or 2 other shows to hit. So it's another world tour. Where in the world is Tom Leighton? You get to enjoy it right along with me. But yes, we'll see what kind of, hopefully eat something a little different than that, right? I mean, a meat pie and some fish cakes, that's not what we expect out of Bob. So he's got to try harder next time. But he texts me regularly now, so I've got his number. I won't do it now. I'll wait till tomorrow, but I'll let him know he's got to do something a little crazy food wise. That first slide, I swear I saw a toenail in there, but when he was on the plane, I didn't want to say anything to him. Anyway, all right. So where are we going to from here? I guess I can show off the upcoming schedule, of course, which, the most important stuff is OAX. We got 2 weeks away from now. And so, yeah, that's, oh, wait a minute. That's the old slide. Son of a gun. Well, it works. You guys could just nudge down. You see, there's our current show, the 275th episode. We've got Alex Garcia next week, another CAF update, a heritage preview, and then the most important thing, OAX, the weekend of the 20th through the 22nd. And yeah, all roads lead to there. There will be no more Wednesday shows in the lead up to that. There won't be a Wednesday show. I should say won't be a Wednesday art drop. Definitely the next 3 weeks, those will be open to do whatever we like. So I can't promise that there won't be a show on a Wednesday. We've got some stuff. I know we're talking about a couple different opportunities to do some shows in the lead up to OAX. I've actually lined up 3 guests for next week on Thursday, but there's plenty of people to talk to. So I think we'll probably fill some of the time in the next week to 10 days with some additional programming, some stuff you guys might not be expecting, but we'll do our best. After that, we've got really nothing major on there. I got Dan Gallo coming on, who was one of the founders of Comic Art Con, and he's been to OAX the first 2 years, and he does have a ticket for the show, so he's going to be there. I have heard that he's still trying to convince Tom Fish to step outside and see the sun and get out and enjoy himself in Orlando. So we'll see if he can get Tom to come down, because they usually go together. And at least in the first 2 years, they always bought. I think Tom bought the tickets, and Dan just kind of reaped the benefits of it. He probably had to take Tom out to dinner or something like that to make him happy. But looking forward to talking to him. Dan and I, while we've emailed a bunch, I've only talked to him very briefly, so it'll be fun. He's got one hell of an art collection, so I'm gonna have a good time talking with him. But and then some upcoming shows that we have for sales will be an Oming and a Linsner, and I believe we're gonna have something with Yoshi. And I don't know, we usually, when we do stuff with Yoshi, we don't get any of the crew to come on because I think their English isn't great, but we'll find out how that's going to go. Hey, I see Mr. Snork in the green room, so we all know what time that means. We got to bring him in here, but I don't have an intro. I've got no intro for you, man. Don't need it.
No need.
Yeah, look at you. It must be cold or something in the house. You got a jacket on and everything.
Yeah, it's probably 10 degrees colder in the basement than it is upstairs. So yeah, got to do something. I'm actually running a space heater too. So
seriously,
yeah, it's been really cold, man.
Oh, sorry, man.
It's warming up a little bit though. It's supposed to be over freezing tomorrow for the first time in, I don't know, a month.
Yep.
So
and Sorry, I was looking at Newell's comment. Yes, Newell, definitely. When we talked about Newell, we're going to do our unveiling of what we picked up at OAX. Yes, I need to get that on the schedule, Newell. Thank you for the reminder. It is on a post-it note. I just never have put it up on the schedule yet. Well, it's not cold here anymore. We actually, it's warm and sunny again, sort of.
It was never cold there, Bill.
There was a couple this weekend. This would have been the weekend that OAX would have happened if we would have had it on the same weekend, and it got down to 22.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Between Saturday and Sunday, at least here, 22 degrees. It was cold.
Yikes.
So we were very fortunate that the hotel bumped us to February because, it would have been, if you would have thought we couldn't have topped last year's cold weather, it would have topped it.
Well, you must have retained some Ohio clothing though, right?
Not enough. I actually ordered a jacket, mail ordered about 2 hours before the show today. I'm like, I don't have enough warm weather clothing any longer. I got rid of a ton of stuff. Anything that was a thermal, I got rid of. I'm like, I'm never gonna need that. So, yeah, wore my hoodie a lot. So yeah, man, a lot of cool stuff going on. I should have. I still didn't make that slide. I want to tease. I guess at some point I could try to tease the map, but I don't have a really good copy like Gazer's got. I didn't flatten the PSD file yet.
Get him in here.
Yeah, he's got a file. He should send it to me. Doggone it. That's just me being being lame. Even when we were watching the Bob Leighton thing, I could have done it.
He does everybody else's podcasts.
He does. He's
a real gad about
it. He had one of the most intensive OAX previews ever on Sunday when he did that thing with Spidey Hits, right? I mean, he literally had a different guest on like every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That was, I don't know if I could ever do that because it's just too much, but at least there was a lot of people that on there with him that could go through it. But no, that was awesome. I'm going to figure out how to get this thing showing. I'm looking at the PSD file right now. I know I can pull it up because if you weren't watching the show, you didn't get a chance to see the the whole layout here. See, Newell says it was fun. It was a good time. I got to see
always having fun.
I missed, I got to see. I feel like I got to see some of the best parts. Like I saw when Julie Bell was showing off that Doctor Strange painting. I missed the giveaways, so I didn't get to see who actually won those. But I know they had a couple of giveaways that happened during that. It's a good show all around here. Okay, I opened up my Photoshop file and I can just.
He said he emailed it to you.
Oh, see, man, yeah. Kazra, thank you. I should have asked Sardo for it since I do everything. For me, I do everything in Photoshop, so I never get the opportunity to actually. There, look at that. That's beautiful.
Praise Lord Kazra.
Here, let me go like this. This is. There we go. Right, that'll show it. It's a little different, but let me see here. So this one's kind of got a little bit more than let me just shrink this. There we go. That'll make it. That's the main stuff. We've got, because now that we're doing everything with the pavilion and we're having some meeting space outside as well. I'll show that in a second. But overall, everybody's used to seeing this, just the main hall, right? And last year we had the IAX space in here that really only had about, I think, a dozen exhibitors in it. And then we had the special galleries were over at the far end of the hall. So this time we moved it. So we moved the special galleries into where the CAX room was last year. So it's really in the middle. It's in the heart of everything. And there's 4 special galleries in there, 3 complete books that we'll be announcing with our some of our other things that we'll be talking about. But it's very, very exciting. I mean, I can't wait to see some of this material. And we may be utilizing some of the other spaces, but right at the moment it's not confirmed or not. But the amazing thing is, that this is like called the Seminole Hall. This is where the auction took place last year. So you can see it's packed. We've got, I can tell you that like Tatiana's in that room, Tulio's in that room. So it's not just illustration and comic art, but animation is going to be in there. Essentially, this whole section here is primarily CAX related, so card art related. Animation is in this corner, and we've got some IAX pretty much all throughout here. Donato is going to be in this 203 and 204. Heritage is set up in 201 and 202. So it's going to be a good flow. I mean, you have to go to both, both sides.
Sure,
Walt
yeah.
Simonson is going to be in this room.
Oh,
Yeah. So there's so that just tells you, while there's got a lot of familiarity that if you've been there in the first 2 years, you know what to expect in in the Universal Ballroom, which that space is called, same with the Killer's Row down by the window there with Adam
Yeah.
Hughes and Bart Sears and Hubert and everything. But yeah, you're going to be spending a lot of time in both halls. So that's why at the end of the day, anybody who's VIP and has the extra 2 hours on Friday night, it's very, and advantageous. Exactly. You gotta. I mean, we've actually had a lot of people contact us about upgrading their tickets. So I would say those of you who only bought weekend tickets, and you'd like to upgrade, let us know, because you can't buy a Friday only ticket. You have to upgrade to a VIP ticket. So
why would you anyway? What are you, a loser?
well, I mean, I would never say that, but you can say that.
I just did.
But it's true. But we definitely sold plenty more VIP tickets than we ever have in the past. So it's going to be the reception's going to be fantastic. There's I don't know if our limit on the VIPs was 400, but we haven't sold 400 yet. But it's pretty impressive where we're at right now. And I can tell you with the number of special guests coming in for the Kirby Awards and whatnot, there, excluding exhibitors, there will be more than 400 others who are part of the show one way or another, whether they're an attendee paid or they're a guest because of the awards or other things going on. There will be, so we're talking probably about 550 up to 600 people as part of the reception. Don't tell the hotel that. And they're going to get a different, yeah. But bottom line is, man, it's going to be pretty damn incredible. But so this is the layout of everything. You weren't there last year, so you didn't get to see that registration got moved over to the other side of where the auction was last year.
Okay.
So that's a change. And then,
so Winger, in a funny turn of events, Winger got sick this week.
Oh no!
So he's getting it out of the way. And in all seriousness, I was tempted to go over and be like, "Get me sick." Like,
get it out of the way, right?
Yep,
I was when I heard Ranga got sick, I was like, well, I'm glad he got sick 3 weeks before the show.
Right.
What is this? I saw. It's a preview before the reception. No, from 4 to 6 is the preview, and all exhibitors will be set up. Both main halls will be open. The special galleries will be open, and then the reception is it's going. Well, I guess we can. Can I say it? I don't know. But it's going to be 6 to 9 now. We were going to do 6 to 8. 6 to 9. Well, we were thinking about it, and we're like, it doesn't cost much more to have that open bar for an extra hour, and not everybody's going to be running out. Bub crawl does not start until 9 o'clock, so we figure, and a lot of people.
I'm going to be hammered before I even go on the bub crawl.
Yeah, it's a good thing there's only 4 bars that he's got lined up. I mean, if it was more than that, you wouldn't make it till the end.
Well, but other people might not.
Yes, the show schedule is on the OX website. Not everything yet. We don't have all the events and everything, but definitely the hours and the timing of the preview at night to the reception is on there. And I did update the reception to 9 o'clock earlier today. But I can slide this over because this is something that clearly I think everybody knows the lay of the land with regards to the hotel lobby and the courtyard where the VIP reception will be. But new is they actually have these smaller meeting rooms that are that are part of the building where the cafe is and the gym, in case you want to work out while you're there. Snork, you can, because anybody who's a guest of the hotel can work out at the gym. But I can tell you definitely for sure is like this one room here is going to be used for a lot of the side events. The John Romita Jr. meet and greet will be held there. But this is where the pavilion is. The newly constructed, amazing, beautiful pavilion is behind the building where like the Sunshine Cafe and the coffee shop is.
Okay.
So access to that, you'll just essentially exit the lobby and just go around the corner down this walkway, and boom, you'll be at the pavilion. And I've bought a very awesome Kazra. I tested the karaoke machine today. I didn't sing, but I tested it, and it works fantastic. So we're going to have our own PA system in both halls, so we'll be able to let people know, hey, when 5 o'clock rolls around, you want to get out of here, so we can lock everything up, and you got to get over, to the pavilion, because the open bar starts at 5, and food starts at 5. Kirby Awards start at 5:30 on Saturday, so it's like we're gonna work it properly this time around. And yes, if you'd like to do karaoke sometime afterwards, you're more than welcome to. What happened to the East Wing? Anyway, but I did include, essentially they're doing a ton of events with the card art related stuff, bringing artists over and doing box breaks and some other things. They're streaming a bunch. So we've got, even in the program, we've got a whole section dedicated to what they're doing. So I figured, all right, I'm even going to put it on there that everybody who's going to the card art related stuff knows where the darn penthouse elevator is, so they can go over there and have a good time.
Cool.
Because I think we're that thing's going to be busy all the time. And Magic the Gathering was held in like the space between the penthouses last year. That's also going to be outside in the Sawgrass building here, where they can seat like 100 people. So card guys are wild. We've actually given them their own floor or two at the yeah, exactly. I think they're on the floor right below the penthouse. So like, floor 18 and 19 or whatever it is like all card art guys. So it's going to be a party. Yeah.
Okay.
So there you have it. I can hide this. Remove my Photoshop there. But exciting stuff, man. It's going to be good.
For sure.
Can you get there Thursday or
Yep.
early-ish lunchtime? Sweet. You heard earlier, volunteers. We're going to be soliciting volunteers.
I'm
down
to help, and
Yeah.
right up until it's time to start drinking.
Right.
And then I have to start drinking.
I would be shocked if you didn't have a drink in your hand while you're helping us.
If it's allowed, I will.
And there you go. Kazra got me. It's 15. Floors 15 and 16.
Good thing Kazra's here to lord over this.
Yes, exactly. Well, my notes are terrible, but will there be an AA collectors area to share portfolios? Well, I mean, wherever you can sit down, so is there an art, collectors alleys there? But I can tell you that we've made sure that we've gotten all the high top tables that the hotel has available. And I think we even told them if they can find a dozen more, we want them, like call another Hilton, bring them over, because we want to make sure that we have plenty of places for the collectors to spread out and share their portfolios with one another. Jason he's got an edge to him all the time. Ever since he was on Tuesday and his internet sucked,
when he looked like he was like phoning in from 1988.
I'll tell you, when we did the second award, and Jason's in there, he's ready. I could see him. He was literally like this in the green room, ready to come in. And when I said he wasn't able to show up, but we have Aranga here to accept his award. He was like going, yeah, blah, blah. He's holding up his Team Oreo T-shirt, and I could see he was mad. He was very angry.
Mad. That's his secret, Cap.
Yes. See, Robert Berman knows. Robert, if there's a place to sit down, Robert can, has a place to show his portfolios. We all know that from.
He is.
We appreciate that, Robert. Yes, exactly. So there's always going to be a place to sit down. We don't have I can't. I know we always had a space that we dedicated to that, like where the auction was and everything, but almost rarely nobody ever really sat there. They'd sit in the lobby has seating in front of registration. I think we're going to have some
really good. Ron Shepard showed me a bunch of awesome stuff the first year, and we did that in there. And then I would look through Patrick Rains's portfolios. I looked through a few people's portfolios in there, but then I spent a lot of time telling people what auction art was which artist in that room.
Well, we have.
I don't know if you remember that, but all the auction art was like out of order.
It was in that special gallery, right? Well, we've learned. I can tell you that back on where the stage is in that Seminole building, that is actually going to be a gallery for the auction pieces. So we'll have we'll have one of the staff there all the time. But
I always like that at Heroes.
What's that?
I always like that at Heroes that you get to see the pieces that are up. Yeah.
Exactly. So it'll be all the art will be on display on Saturday, and we'll hang as much of it as we can. But anything that we can't, we'll have in portfolios. But yeah, it'll all be nicely on display. Another reason for people to go in there. It's right near Walt's booth, so I know people are going to see it. Yeah. We're figuring it out. But the pavilion is really going to be the thing. I think that. I just know that anybody who goes, you're going to be talking about the shows and the production value and the effort that went into making this happen. I mean, Kazra has worked his ass off for the last 12 months, and it's going to show. I can't. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. It's going to be that good. People are going to be talking about this show for the next year, and they're going to be sad they weren't there. And they're going to be going the next year. Maybe we can, maybe we can sell out again. That would be fun. It won't be that small hour show kind of thing, Chris. But it's okay. It's okay. We want more people there, the better.
We were there one.
That's right. That is so true. I think I was thinking about year one the other day. I forget what prompted why something that I was looking at. I think maybe a tchotchke or something from year one. And yeah, that was a really unique, different time. I mean, so much has changed for all of us, and definitely here at CAF. But yeah, you have to have a beginning. But where we're at today, yeah, it's quite remarkable, and we owe it in large part to the work, the tireless work that Kazra has been doing. This is going to be like a vacation for him when we get to the show. At least
the
I
show
hope
is
so.
actually happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll be running around, I'm sure. But the fact is, the fruits of 13 months, because we've had 13 months to kind of pull all this together, is finally going to be in front of us. So, yeah. Anyway, but so let's get this show on the road, man. So we got some heritage stuff to look at, and I have an EXP clip to do. And I'm not paying attention to the chat at the moment. Comics Den will have, that's true. Comics Den will have tons of videos. They're going to be there. I think we actually have a couple other influencers that are swinging by. We've had a lot of people ask for press badge. That's the thing. And the cool thing is thanks to the Kirby's, there will be some people there that we know we're going to get press finally. Sure. After being ignored for all the years that we've done good work. This is the time where we're actually going to get the right things reported on, and yeah, it's really cool. All right, let's see here. Let me get my let me get rid of that Photoshop file and pull up these heritage pics. Heritage had, what did they have? Remember I didn't go back to see where the Tradmore pieces ended up, or the
I didn't either. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to, but the thing is, there were actually two more Tradmore, what was it, Luther Strode pages this time around too. So I didn't feature them, but I'm telling you that they're out there. All right, what do we got? You're an Alex Toth fan, and this is Dick Giorgiano inks on it as well from Hot Wheels #1. I just thought that was a fun combination. The storytelling is definitely all Toth. And the faces. I mean, come on. That's everything. That feels so Hanna-Barbera, when you look at it. But just having Toth and Giordano work on the same page, I thought was kind of cool. And I mean, the silhouettes are very reminiscent of what you'd want to see out of a Toth piece. So cool, man. But again, Hot Wheels #1. At least when I opened it up, it was $5. Where's it at now? It's still at $5.
Hey, $5.
Hey, next piece. I don't know why. You think that even if it's a nobody in costume page, Todd McFarlane Amazing Spider-Man 301 page in a weekly auction. Okay,
yeah,
it's an end page. So, oh man, I still hate that zoom thing they put in there. Boom, there we go. But yeah, you still got Peter Parker in there, right?
And the lizard?
And the lizard, right? Shoot, so
Yeah.
that's not so bad.
No.
Okay, I kind of missed that when I was looking at it earlier. Mid-American Gothic. So so that one will probably do well. I get you. That's got to be one of the top sellers probably next week. Speaking of animation art, if you've always wanted to get a piece of animation art, I mean, here's your chance to get 8 pieces of animation art from X-Men the Animated Series, right? You got Beast, I think was in most of these. But yeah, there you go. You get Wolverine in a couple of them too. Yeah.
Bishop's little sister, I can't remember her name though.
Shard, or is that right? I can't remember.
Dart?
Shard?
I think that's that sounds right.
That wasn't when I didn't read it when it came out, but at any rate, there you go. 8 pieces. Hey, Jason, I'm right. Thank you, Southern Comic Geek, for confirming. And there was actually a couple other pieces of animation art, X-Men related, that were in this weekly auction as well. Al Williamson. Everybody loves Al Williamson. That's a nice little illustration here. Guy riding a lizard. That kind of more like a kangaroo looking lizard, but I mean it's still it's Williamson, man. That's all that matters. Then here's a good one. Jason's probably already seen this one. It's a very nice. Look at that. Shoot.
Deathstrike.
Yes, it's from Wolverine 37, Mark Silvestri, Dan Green inks. God, this one kicks ass. This is really a good page.
Yeah, that's great.
Shoot. I mean, look at that. That's all right. I probably shouldn't have shown this one.
Cox effect.
I think I needed to throw a bid on this one myself.
Yeah.
I did bid on a couple pieces today too, just for the fun of it.
Nice. Thrill bids.
Yeah, well, one was kind of reasonable. Again, I expect to be outbid on it, but I figured I'd experiment. But no, I didn't bid on this one. This is a great page. Huh. Wow. Better than I thought. Now, this one I picked just because it was too damn funny. It's Dave Cockrum, Norm Brayfogle from Wonder Woman Annual 5. This you will never see Wonder Woman quite like this again.
Wow.
But isn't that wild? Too wild.
I want to unsee it.
I know, but I've done it. I've shown it. Okay, we should probably move on. But there it is. There it is. Dave Hoover, certainly a career ended far too early, but this is from Cap 438. That was a good splash. I always thought Hoover had kind of a slick style, and yeah,
it was kind of like similar to Ian Churchill at the time. Like they both had that kind of like over the top, that was the look.
Indeed. As Guidance Kazzer said, Jason had dated her. We can yeah, never mind. Anyway, yeah, I always thought Dave's stuff was cool. I got to meet him once too at Pittsburgh show early 2000s. Very nice guy, and yeah, definitely I thought his style was good. Oh, this was just kind of fun. I don't know what the size of it is, but Stelfreeze Furiosa.
I've seen
watercolor piece. Isn't that awesome?
Beautiful.
That's that's hot.
Yeah, the blue and the orange, man, that's great. That's great.
Even they got the he just laid in his signature with a heavy gouache or whatever the hell he uses. Yeah, that's nice. Robert Berman has given Jason the scoop on why Wonder Woman looked like that.
Jason doesn't care. He just wants to mock DC.
Exactly. I picked this one because Becky Cloonan and Jim Rugg worked on this one. It's like you don't see pieces by them too often in a Heritage Weekly auction, or heck, you don't see a lot of their work out there in general, right? Rugg doesn't have enough work on Kath, and it's from something called American Virgin 4. No idea. It is
Vertigo book.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, there you go. Cloonan, and you don't see Cloonan's work on the aftermarket too often at all, let alone Jim's, but there you have it. And then what was my last piece? Oh, this one's for you. I think this one's just for you.
I saw these popped up in my CAF email. I think we all know who the previous or who the consigner is.
Yes, indeed.
If you pay attention to Thing Art on CAF, which I'm probably the only other guy that does, but yes.
Well, there you have it. You got a Dear Moss piece, Terrell Cannon, and then Josh Cassara. I mean, is that the size of it? Is it like postage stamp size?
Yep.
I mean, I can't even zoom
On
anymore.
a
Look,
big piece of paper too. That's what's really funny about it.
I can't zoom it. Okay.
Yep.
We'll have to ask Josh about that one.
I think they're like 2x2.
Well, it is very unique. Lil Amigos. Yeah. Well, there you have it. That's a thing special just for Mr. Snorik right there. But yeah, outside of that, what did I see? Like I said, the Luther Strode pieces were kind of cool, and then there was actually some really nice illustration artwork in this auction, but I didn't pick them. You got to go look for yourself. All right. Nick Verrucci tomorrow, 7 o'clock. I did not watch this video. I just loaded it up in the studio. So we will get to see what Nick is bringing to his show tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Everybody, this Friday, February 6th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, on the Original Art Experience. We're going to have a cool show. Might be a little different. Actually, it will be a little different. Maybe it won't be that different. I've had shows like this before. As you can tell, there's no art on the stand yet because it's Wednesday. Usually I do this on Tuesday, but it's been a crazy week again, so I haven't been able to pull the art. But what I will have is something to showcase that's not for sale, something meaningful, and we'll hint at that a little bit more in a second. Before we do that, wherever you're watching this video, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. If you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed, and hit that bell for notifications. So, on Friday, I'm going to reveal a piece of art that's important to me, and there's a connection with John Cassidy and Frank Miller. And it's a heartwarming story when I tell it. It's not for sale, but it is a beautiful page of art, and it's by a creative team that may have only worked together on this one comic that I'm showing. So if you're a Frank Miller, John Cassidy fan, you may figure it out, or you may not. I'm also going to show, I have some pages of art from John from when he was a child. And even when he was a child, I don't know if he was 12, 14, however old he was trying to draw Daredevil a la Frank Miller. And you can see that this is Josie's Bar. You've got Turk there. It's just incredible the way he was trying to, I guess emulate might be the word, but how he was influenced and how much he loved Frank's art. So, Friday, February 6th, I will show you a piece of art that's in my private collection, not for sale. I'll show you more pages from John Cassidy's art as a kid. We're also, if we get to 80 likes, we'll do a giveaway as we always do. And I'm going to have a lot of art under, well, a lot being relative, but I'll have art under $200. So, see you Friday.
There we go. All right. So that wasn't much of a preview. I guess everybody's just gonna have to wait to find out what that personal
A lot of
art
intrigue.
Yes. Yes. Well, that we don't tease shows like that. Nick is good. Like, he mixes up his show graphics to give you a little bit of that, and hey, should be fun. All right, cap update time, everybody. We can talk about some sales and look at some artwork. So what do we got here? It's for the period January 26th through February 1st. Dealers rebounded. They got $311,000 in sales. Berkey, who has been posting like a freaking madman lately, had 50 sales at $113,000. That's like he's like encroaching in on Anthony Snyder territory when he's that's like $2,000 a page.
Yeah,
for Berkey. I mean, he's got to get down to more like 600 or 500, but hey, he's moving. He's moving and grooving. I don't know what he's doing with all that money he's making, but number one, Albert Moy had 7 sales, almost $100,000. So that's where the muscle was right there. It was in Albert's corner. Felix had 2 sales, $50,000, and Anthony had 52 sales, $40,000. All right, that's closer to $800 a page. All right, top sales from dealers last week. Let's see what we got here. First up, from Albert Moy, we have this cover to issue 402 of Batman. This one went for the asking price of $40,000 by with artwork, of course, by Jim Starlin. Man, getting choked out. Then what do we got? Okay, Albert Moy again. Wonder Woman issue 3, a variant cover. Jim Lee Scott Williams. This one went for $35,000. Okay, then what do we got? We got Felix now. Nick Dragata. Woo! This one $25,000. Look at that Batmobile, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. But then Daniel Warren Johnson, $25,000 for the, and that was the annual one cover. So this is the other annual one cover that Daniel Warren Johnson did, $25,000 on that one. Then back to Albert again. Yeah, this is Albert again. Teen Titans #1 cover, $20,000. Jim Lee Scott Williams once again. And finally, there we go. Berkey made the list. What do we got here? An Amazing Spider-Man #1 cover by John Romita Sr. Yeah, cool. Doc Ock and Spidey. So asking price on that one was $18,000. So I guess, yeah, I mean, after you go past those 6 sales, I mean, shoot, those 6 sales are probably like 85% of the 311,000. So, okay. A lot of smalls, I think, last week. Now, over in the auction and eBay world, we had $296,000 in sales. It's a little bit down from what you would normally expect, 323 the week before. Top 3 from eBay first. What do we got here? I believe I'm quite confident a couple of these definitely were make offers. So this first one is a Doom Patrol cover by Simon Bisley. Was listed as sold at $9,999, and I know that it had a make offer on it, so I apologize. That's on me. I think this one did too. This is a Tyler Kirkham Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Splinter cover. The list price on this one was $5,799.99. But this one did sell at auction. It's a very, very cool Preacher 27 page. This one went for $3,550. I think it had about 25, 26 bids on it. Lots of action on that one. And then over here at Heritage, we had a P. Craig Russell Sandman 50 page, went for $13,750.
Wow.
I'm not sure why it had that second illustration. I didn't read the description. Then Dave McKean, a Violent Cases piece. This one went for $4,500. That's nice.
Yeah.
And then a Jack Kirby Gunsmoke Western #77 page, classic 6-panel layout, went for $4,250. That looks like Haas there on that last panel.
So it probably was.
Probably was. All right, well, there you go, man. That is our Heritage and eBay recap for the week. Now we can talk about some art that got posted, Cap. Now, what was you said there was lots of some piece of anatomy on.
There was one piece in particular that was literally like just the entire composition was like different angles and like positions of butts.
Yep. I missed that one. I have, Marcus probably didn't miss that one because did you see that Marcus hit his 100,000th comment?
I was there.
You were there. We were all there.
I was I was in the chat threatening to go delete a Marcus comment.
That's right. Oh, that would have been pretty funny if he went down to like 99,998 while we were watching it live. Yeah. That would have been impressive. But knowing Marcus, he would have fought back. He would have fought back.
I wouldn't throw a wrench in the works like that.
Oh man! All right. Well, let's take a look at what we've got here. Sharing my screen. I hope Marcus took a day off. I mean, after all those comments, after all these years,
yeah, if you hit 6 figures, I think you need to give your fingers a rest, right?
Yeah. Come on, man. All right, okay. Steve Crow's gallery, I think, is where we're getting started, isn't it? Let me double check this. I think it was Steve. It's Steve. Yep. Good old Steve Crow. Rick Burchett. This is let me get my like on there because I didn't do that already. This is from Action Comics Weekly 640. Wild Dog. I'm not a DC guy, so I don't quite understand the Wild Dog thing.
So Wild Dog is basically like if Casey Jones from Ninja Turtles and the Punisher had a baby. Yeah, so he's like the Mad Dog vigilante from the late 80s that it was an also ran basically, but a fun character. Like honestly, visually pretty striking cover. Like the dog from his t-shirt like makes a a sharp graphic there. And this is when like they were really doing fun stuff in action. They were doing like all those backups and things like that. They were like working with characters that couldn't hold an ongoing book on their own. So like really kind of featuring the C and D list characters, which Wild Dog definitely aligns with. But the best part of this for me is if you scroll all the way to the bottom, the note from Rick Burchett. This is not Terry Beatty. That was my favorite thing about it.
It's an incredible simulation. That's
Yeah.
funny. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, the things we get to see on the art, that's great. It's cool. I don't need to know the character to know good art. But I love the fact that it's so stark, the
Really clean. Yeah, absolutely. There's a little zip on there for, some little change in tonality, but yeah, it's very clean. It's super stark. It's well designed.
Well, congrats to Mr. Crow. Always finding that what's the t-shirt about? Is that somehow related to the art? No, I guess it's just the Wild Dog graphic.
Yep. The fact that he has one is kind of.
I was just going to say the same thing.
They probably made 30.
Yeah, he probably still rides it when he's out there on his bicycle. He has his Wild Dog t-shirt.
I hope he does.
I do too.
Because if he ran into a guy like me, I'd be like, "Where'd that t-shirt come from?" You'd have a conversation if you had that t-shirt
on. Next, who's the artist on this one? Miro. Do we know who Miro is?
I don't. So that's actually part of the reason that I picked it is I wasn't familiar with the artist.
Okay.
We do. I like to think we feature illustration art, somewhat regularly. But if I get an opportunity it's kind of a twofer. It's illustration art and it's an illustrator that I wasn't previously aware of. But the thing that really struck me the most about this is the separation between the elements in the composition. You've got like an absolutely distinct foreground, midground, background, and then almost a background in this. Like the way he floats those elements away from each other, I kind of like, I looked at it for a long time. It's a little bit obviously with like the layout, and it's a little bit with like the color and the tone, but he's doing some things like in the like leaves from or willows or whatever you want to call those drooping down. Like, he drops out some detail there, like they're dreamier, sketchier kind of looking. And then the bottom is like really dialed in, like way more detailed. So he's doing a lot of like eye trickery here to like assist in achieving that separation.
Yeah, I kind of like the way that the figures has the most detail. The spaceship, has like the second most, and some of the foliage looks literally like it's stenciled on there. And that was the intention. I like this piece a lot too. It's not like looking at I think somebody said something about Doc Savage, but yeah, it's like Obama would never do this. That's not
Right.
their style. This is just a totally different approach to how you tell a story. But yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, I'd love to see the piece in person. It's
Yeah,
very
I'm sure it's
reminiscent
very
of like
rich.
70s British artwork, kind of a vibe
It's
to it.
French, Italian, something like that, right?
Exactly. Huh. Well, I'll have to check. I mean, I've never heard of the artist named Miro, but this was from a collection I don't think we've featured before. That at least I don't recall. John Hoon's Art Collection is the name of the CAF gallery.
Cool.
And there you go. They've only been on CAF since November. All right. Well, then that's why I haven't seen it. Okay. I'm not.
John.
Well, did we get? Hopefully, you got a comment or two on there. Let's see. One comment. Well, cool. So we have a new art collector here on the site, everybody. I'll throw a link in there to their CAF gallery in the chat. Check out what they've got shared, and definitely they lean on the illustration side, but there's some cool stuff in here.
Really cool stuff in there.
Oh shoot, that Chido. I've always loved that image. That's one of my favorite pieces by Joe. That's
Definitely.
awesome. And then Gary Frank. I mean, shoot, man, guy's got good taste.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. I'm not. I'll add him
Maybe
to my
he'll
one.
be an OAX. We don't know.
We don't. I can search the ticket sales though. Now, hey, Michael. He's NSN is always adding some interesting stuff to their calf. This is who's the Senecine. Okay, I picked a piece
Yeah.
from them as well.
Yeah.
This is cool. Highly detailed and but loose at the same time. It's very cool, very interesting.
The taffeta on the ballerina outfit, I don't know what they're called, is absolutely mind-boggling when you look at it up close. I just love it. Like it's got a high level of realism. Like this is like very I can't say detailed, but it has an element of realism to it. And I really like, more than anything, like if you zoom out, like I love how the figure is situated on the page. So it's got the level of balance that they got, like laying this thing like in the image area is really something else. Like what you're left with as far as the negative space is pretty much proportionally perfect, like all the way around the figure. And then you've got this weird little almost afterthought of a shadow like underneath the figure. And obviously the scythe kind of subject wise like holds the thing together, like makes it what it is. But even if you didn't have the scythe, like this would be a very cool illustration.
Oh, without question. I look at it and it reminds me of like Gil Elfgren, right?
Absolutely.
Different kind of approach, a little bit more detailed, but stylistically and the color choices,
Content a little bit, yeah.
right. I mean, that's a throwback to 70 years ago of classic pinup painting. I mean, this is really, really, really well done. And it's funny, the other piece that I picked, I mean, there'll be similarities of things I think we'll probably talk about with it, but yeah, this is great, Mike. Congrats. I think it's amazing. Did I think of it? Yeah, I did. There we go. Like on there. Good. Wayne. We were talking about Wayne earlier, and this is I think it's from a Baltimore Comic-Con program, right? Jose Luis Garcia Lopez getting all the independent characters on a
right.
Baltimore.
When are you going to get to see him draw Grimjack or Flag or Nex? I mean, like what is on here is makes this so worth owning, so worth having in someone's collection. Like just the subject alone. But what really like honestly flabbergasts me about this is he is executing at this level at his age. Like this is very recent.
Right. I think what was it,
2023? Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's he's amazing.
Still better than 90% of the guys that are drawing comics today. He is.
No, I'm not going to argue with you at all. I mean, I agree. It's beautiful. Yeah, Garcia, he was such fun to have at the show because I'd never really had a chance to talk with him before. But yeah, he's fun to have around. He's a fan favorite and still does great work like this. I mean, this was probably won at the Baltimore charity auction because I think that they put most of that work into there. So congrats to Wayne. He's still on a tear. I mean, he's still been posting stuff. Maybe he got a new scanner for Christmas.
He said what did he say last week in the chat? He scanned 50 pieces.
Yeah, I have a bunch more stuff to upload this weekend.
I love it, Wayne. Go.
Yeah, man. Honestly, it's cold in Canada. I mean, what else you got to do but scan and upload artwork? So yeah, to keep them coming. This is a cool piece. I saw this one as well because I follow Wayne's gallery, so I've been seeing all his posts go up. I thought it was neat. I mean, anytime you get something, especially now that we're, we have OEX, right? We talk with artists about what things we might like to see for posters and stuff. And so I see something like this, and it's, I know what goes into, asking for things with creators and everything.
The like editorial piece of it, kind of.
Yeah, no. So it's I just have a different appreciation when I see stuff like this now than that I wouldn't really have ever thought of before. But yeah, congrats, Wayne. He's finally using his scanner. We are proud of you.
Well, we're the beneficiaries,
All right, let's see. Next up. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
I know. This is such a good image, man. I mean, Demas is just killing it. So, I mean, I still don't have anything yet because I missed out on those couple pieces that you tipped me off on. But I will. 2026 will not go by without me getting something by him.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I wind up being the winner on that previously shown thing auction, you and I can chat. You need a piece of thing art in your gallery, don't you? Something that reminds you of your boy.
Of course. Yeah, no, without question. I would take that, but I love, I mean, his work is just so unique.
It is. And what I love so much is in this piece in particular, like his stuff is so highly textural, right? And then when you actually get to see him draw something that has a buttload of texture, he just thrives. Like Battle Cat's fur, like that fur cloak that's on He-Man's shoulders. I mean, you know, the musculature obviously great, but like this is something where the commissioner, whoever like decided that they were going to get He-Man on Battle Cat, like home run. That's one of those, like, you picked the perfect subject for him to draw. And like, I love He-Man and I love Carlos Diarmas. So like, for me, this was an absolute, like, knock out of the park.
Oh, I completely agree. And Wayne, I did see the Thor Ramos piece. It was very nice. But no, I'm totally with you though on this one. It's the more I look at it, the more I like it. I love, you know, just the way he treated the tail, you know, I mean, just fun little stuff everywhere I look. I mean, the detail in the mask on the Battle Cat, I mean, it's freaking awesome. I mean, I have to get something by him. And every time I see one of those ones where he has like the 5 figures in a row, those are always really, really cool.
Yeah, that's what I have of the Wildcats. And
That's right.
he does those in between his real commissions. So yeah.
Again, let me get the like on this one. So it's who's Calf Gallery? I should have checked that. Oh, Bankman. Okay, well, they've what is this? 20. Wow, I always forget they were here in the first year, 23 years ago. That's crazy. All right, next up. Oh, this was cool. I put that one in the mail. This image in the mailing today because it's just so striking. I love the
thing broke the internet when he posted it to Instagram. I mean, every freaking artist I follow was reposting this, and that tells you something, right? Like when your peers are like, "Holy shit, man! Like I have to show this to people." Like that's really says everything you need to say about this. But we talk a lot about lighting, object source lighting. Like this has that. It's done perfectly. I think the pose is so interesting because in a lot of ways it's a riff on the Batman on Gargoyle. Like it's very similar pose. Like typically the lighting is similar. A lot of times it's inverted, it's uplit in those pieces, but it has that same feel to it. And I think the background color just makes that figure like absolutely fly off the page. I think this is like a high level of execution in painting.
No, I completely agree. The orange tones against the blue, the contrast is right there. I mean, as far as complementary colors go, I thought the same thing too. I mean, the pose was totally Batman on a gargoyle, but it's when you look at his cape wrapped around the pole, I mean, everything about it. It's unique. It's hard to kind of come up with a pose for a character in a situation that stands out as being unique. And that was, I see that, I see this in spades, and it's just, it's remarkable because it just doesn't happen that often.
I was so happy when this popped up on CAF. I was like, oh my God, yes, we get to talk about this because like I said, I probably saw it a dozen times or 15 times the week that he posted it, but.
Wow. Well, this is, it's gorgeous. And it's in Mr. Luis Alonso's CAF gallery.
Well
bought. We need to get him premium so he can start uploading some big scans.
Seriously, I would love to pour over this thing.
Yeah. No, well, we can probably make something happen with Luis. All right. Next up. Oh yeah. I like this piece a lot too. I mean, I probably would have picked it if you hadn't picked it too. I think I liked it so much. I was almost going to try to wedge it in and maybe use it for the show graphic. I just the pose is cool. Colors are subtle but nice. I love the lighting on the jacket. I mean, everything about it just screamed there was a beautiful illustration, and I just couldn't crop it right, so I gave up. But
Yeah, I mean, the shape of it like definitely doesn't lend itself to the shape of the show graphic, but like I really like the textures on this. I really like what he achieved, like using the media that he used. But I think more than anything, I like it's a gutsy crop. You know what I mean? Like if this were a photo, it's a well staged photo. So like the weight that he gets like on the shoes, the angle, the perspective that he used to like push the shoes forward, the fact that like the shoes, like, yes, they're leather, so like you want to do a little bit different treatment than you do on the cloth, but like you know that like for the visual weight of the image, like he did that glossier, like the slightly darker, richer red, like that was all on purpose. Like that's a sign of a good illustrator.
Jason's in a good mood. No, I'm with you, because I look at some of the areas in here, and he achieves a lot with a little. I mean, even like when you just look at his glove here. I mean, there's flat tones and parts that are there's nothing. But then you look at when he's putting the lines in for Spidey, to kind of define the costume. It's fairly straightforward, but it's just remarkable as you kind of look across the whole image. Together, it's got so much depth and realism. The clothing's done really well, but man, dang, this gorgeous.
It has mass.
Yes. And yeah, it could be the Jordans, but either way, I love this image. I wanted to make this the show graphic, so
it's very cool.
2 thumbs up on that one.
Yeah.
Gallery of
Can't say I love the where he signed it, but
yeah. Well, Thomas Ward's here, and this Alex Raymond. I love that middle panel. The guys helping. That made me smile when I saw it. But it's such a fun composition here. I mean, and seeing him sitting down in the last panel. I mean, every panel to panel to panel. They almost don't have a relation, because it's 3 different scenes.
Yep.
That's the first thing that hit me when I first saw it. But it's fun. I mean, it's something that you don't expect to see storytelling wise out of a strip like that. I mean, you never see it. It's always a gap, and that's not what we get here.
Well, I think what he posted several that were real. Obviously, I mean, they're all Alex Raymond, so they're all terrific. But I think what I like the reason I picked this one is because, so you kind of alluded to this, but it's like 3 different scenes, right? And he really so the first panel is like open but detailed. The second panel is like dark and like, heavier shadows, like more blacks, et cetera, et cetera. And the third one is like completely open. There's literally nothing going on but the figure.
Yep. Yeah. But boy, I'll tell you, this center panel is just, it's gorgeous. The angle's great.
Yeah.
I mean, she's beautiful with such simple line work on her face. I mean, I love this strip, man. It just makes you want to go out and get a Rip Curvy Alex Raymond piece, right? When you see something as nice as that, boy. And it's fun because I can't say that I've ever I mean you admire the work, but you never think about owning a piece. But then you see something like this, it's like, man, how can you not call yourself an art collector and not have something like this?
It's like that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you want to take yourself seriously.
Yeah. 20 or so it's 1955, so it's 70 plus years old. My goodness. All right. I gotta, I know I don't have Alex Raymond in my CAF keywords, but or my wantless keywords. I should definitely plug them in right now. And that's awesome. All right, where are we going to next? Oh, this is such a nice image too. Marvel Zombies. You get black suit Spidey, Jean Grey, and a bunch of zombies on it. I mean, you're picking a lot of foreigners, in this round. Was it just it was working for you? I mean, as far as
I guess I don't know. I mean, yeah.
When the art speaks to you, it doesn't. All barriers and boundaries.
It's just the image. It's just the image for me. Like the thumbnail grabs me and I just go from there. I really like this composition. The composition is really the key. Everybody knows I'm a sucker for like, black and gray, like tonal work. Like that's a given. It's one of the big reasons I'm a fan of Scalera, whatever. That's well done here. Don't get me wrong, but I really love this composition. So like the straight up the middle, Phoenix is almost like acting as the light source. It's super sparse where she is, like, so you get to show off her power effect and some stuff like that. He drops in that gray tone in the back to like, cut the edges out of the flame. But the zombies like ringing them, like really gives you that like claustrophobic kind of like zombies closing in feel that like we all know and love from that whole genre really. But then you get, this kind of intense, like, thick black Spidey image, like right in the middle of that fray. So I just think this is really like, it's a compelling composition.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, the angle, the characters, the zombies piled on one another.
Yeah.
It's very realistic at the same time. And when I look at the, like say his painting style has a grit, a texture to it. And that's fun to look at. I mean, just looking at the way he's handling the clothing on the zombies. I mean, that's awesome. And Jean Grey looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And Black Suit Spidey. I mean, it's hard to get that kind of like tonal variations to kind of show off musculature and
right, because it's all black.
Yeah, it does a great job here with this. So I love it. Who was this again? Oh, Michael Elpers. Elpers always gets good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, congrats to Michael. That one's beautiful. Bill watching what is he talking about? Show. I don't even know what that means. Artless Artmore. Oh, okay, that's right. Macquarie. You don't see these come up on CAF too often.
Exactly, and he posted 2. So if you see a Macquarie piece, if I see a Macquarie piece, it's getting picked. These things are like so incredibly important to everybody who studies illustration, everybody who loves, science fiction movies, certainly. But like, honestly, even if you were like in advertising, even if you were in, modeling, even if you were in fashion, like you should be studying Ralph McQuarrie. The guy is like an absolute treasure. Pretty much everything he touched that I've ever seen is gold. This is I think like for a Back to the Future ride that was being pitched for Universal or something. I didn't read his description, unfortunately. I didn't have time, but I just saw that he posted 2 Macquaries and I picked the one I like better.
All right, well, I'm going to click on this next button just to see. Oh, yeah, that's not a ride with a happy ending.
Right.
That's not your typical Disney ride.
Yeah.
Well, that's anyway, you're right. I bet you. I mean, I'm just kind of curious what's going to be the count. 48 pieces by Ralph on the site, and some of it for sale. Oh, this prop store? When did they put that?
Probably.
Oh, that's right. That was from their auction a while ago. They should take that stuff out of the classifieds, man, after the auction's over. But wow, good stuff.
And how many of them are actually Macquarie? How many of them are like in the style of Ralph McQuarrie, or
right,
the McQuarrie version of Boba Fett, or the McQuarrie version of Vader, or whatever.
Oh, this piece by Ben Stevens. I do love this one. Look at that. That's so incredible. Ben Stevens is I don't know what all the pieces he has in his collection, but I mean, as a friend of Struzan and all that, I'm sure Ben's got some pretty amazing pieces that we've not seen before. But that's a good one to share on the site. That was your last one, wasn't it?
Yep.
I think
I like to end with a bang.
You did well. And I picked 9 to this time. I was kind of in a hurry today, so I didn't hit my 10. But I think I got some good ones in here. I got this Tim Sale piece in Daryl R's CAF gallery. Daryl R, who he's always in the running for best ofs, as we know, and sometimes he wins them. And I think, look, see, did she get it? Is that I can't. We got to make the Yeah, oh, it is 24 and 25. Yeah, there we go. I forget how we changed the order on them. But see, there you go. Daryl's got his 2 badges. I just,
And ironically, the closest I've ever come to winning best of was this week, and it was a piece I bought from Daryl.
You were only a couple of votes behind Halperin. I mean, I was a little surprised at that because clearly you have, that's an impeccable piece, right? I mean,
it's Wally Wood Daredevil. Come on.
I know, but it's
I get
Wally
it.
Wood Daredevil. I still would have thought that yours would have, because it's Wally Wood Daredevil. It's a great piece, but congrats to Mr. Halperin. But yeah, you deserve a trophy too.
Well,
I think we're gonna be able to work something out for you.
or Daryl does.
Or Jason got 2 of them. He doesn't need 2. He can give you 1.
I got this baby.
That's right. Yeah. So back to the Tim sale. Just really cool. A little bit more detail than we might expect from
for sure.
From what we would typically think of when we think of sales work. So I really liked it. I love the composition with the stalactites and the stalagmites. I love the lettering, seeing the Batmobile from this angle. I mean, it's just everything about it was nice. I thought the depth of the piece is great, and it's exactly what you'd want out of the Batcave. But
oh yeah, everything you want to see in the Batcave's right there.
Jason doesn't need to.
He did. He said he didn't say deserve. He said need. Be fair.
Yes, that is true. I might have picked some foreigners in here, Marcus. You never know. But next up, speaking of Jason, is this X-Men 436 page, which is from Jason's issue. I would have picked this just because we know Jason is fond of this book and wants to put it together and everything. But I actually like the composition a lot in this piece as well. Even especially like that second panel, just like the punch, just basically rendering the Juggernaut figure where he's just outlined like that.
Kind of Kirby-ish.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then I just always love the supple inks from from this storyline. I mean, the characters, it's just a gorgeous page. And I think Jason said he's been sitting on this one for a while.
Oh,
there he is
it's
shouting.
Morales, right, on Garney?
I think it's Morales, right? Yes.
Yeah,
but isn't it, I mean, it's slick. I mean, I love the way. I mean, Garney. I think Morales just adds a different kind of flavor to the way Garney's pencils look, and as a combination, I mean, look at the way he's rendering the shadow and the muscles and Juggy's arm there. I mean, that's just a weird. That it doesn't look right, but it works. It's because I'm like, I don't know if there should be shadow there. But it almost doesn't matter because it just works so well as an illustration.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Oh, half the book is green and half is Morales. Okay, cool.
Oh.
And then the other thing I noticed, because I don't think I've ever thought that to look, but look, Jason's got 2 badges for 2025. I wasn't sure if he, I wasn't sure if Maureen's programming would only do 1 or 2, but when I saw this, I asked her about it, and she said that the best of badges are tied to the pieces, not to the account. So, yeah, if you want 13, you'd have 13 badges in a row.
Hey.
So, yeah, very cool. Marcus says he got 0 badges. Sorry, I have 0 badges too, Marcus. So you've got good company.
We can hang out at OAX and cry about it.
Exactly. All right, so
I knew you were gonna pick this. I was like, I won't pick this. Bill will pick this.
Yeah, if I ever get a piece by Jeff Jones that's published, I would love to get something from I'm Age, because it's just so they're just beautiful. Doesn't really matter what the story or what he's trying to evoke in these pieces. They're just beautiful. And I think a lot of Jeff Jones paintings, I really, really like them a lot, but his ink work, I think, will always be the thing that most inspires me about her paintings or pieces. And this is just gorgeous. Even this, the second to last panel where she's just done everything in like the heavy ink. You can barely see the figure, but it's still beautiful. So and that tree, I mean, look at that. It's
fish. Look at this tree.
Did Fish not steal? Did he not steal the show at on Tuesday night?
He always does. The inimitable fish.
And taking his trophies out of the trash can so he could get his jacket.
Yeah. Which he had also thrown out.
Yes, exactly. Oh boy. Anyway, and whose calf gallery is this? Jean-Paul how do you pronounce that? Gabelet? I have no idea.
Gabelet.
All right. So longtime member calf, 18 years on the site and still posting beauties like this. And I have to say, let me just show this because I didn't see this. This image right here, I saw it. I know who owns that. I got to see
Really?
that in person. Yeah.
Like
Anyway,
printing
really,
did it
really.
no favors.
What is next here? Oh, this one was an Eric De Los Santos calf gallery, and yeah, Jeff Isherwood, love his work, and it was kind of, I like it's you don't get to see color pieces by Jeff too too often, but this piece, I love the composition. It's kind of what I would expect from Jeff, but I thought the coloring was really nice, and then I read. Like Eric wasn't quite sure what the origins of the piece was, and I had to show off this piece of Larry because I guess he bought it from Larry during Comic Art Live in November, and Larry I guess got to hand it over, but as it
Larry
turned out,
owns that Mignola X-Force image.
Eric does. Well, yeah, you got to hold it.
Oh,
It's Eric's.
Eric does. Okay, I was gonna have to murder
Isn't
Larry.
that crazy?
Yeah.
You don't want to murder Larry.
I'm okay with Eric owning it. Larry, I'm not okay with.
So, but yeah, so the story that Eric wrote was, he saw the piece in Larry's calf, and actually he didn't know it was Larry. Like Larry used some weird name for his booth, but then Kirk Dilbeck came in and explained what the piece was created for, and it was it was kind of an homage. He asked several artists to kind of draw in their style, but riff on Barry Windsor Smith. Because I think like Avengers 100 is one of Kirk's most popular comics. He'd like to own everything from. So it was just kind of cool. But that all happened in the chat, and then Eric even noted it as like the last line in his description said, "Hey, go check out Kirk's comments to kind of flesh out what I didn't know about this piece."
Yeah.
So it's the calf community coming together to kind of explain why a piece like this exists.
Well, it's so like incredibly thoroughly rendered, and I have to wonder, like, it's cool that it's colored. I would love to see it without color though. I mean, that's I think that's our nature maybe as original art collectors, but I mean, absolutely nothing wrong with the colors, don't get me wrong, but like it does, like, I feel like it does take away a little bit from all that rendering, particularly the horse and, that kind of stuff. But I feel like if this was black and white, it would have such a huge, like, old TSR vibe to it.
Oh, yeah.
Subject matter, obviously, yeah. But I mean, we know it's Black Knight and the color certainly helps that. But
agreed. Well, congrats to Eric for getting this in another. It's another. Oh, see, there it was. So yeah, the splash. He showed that image. Yeah, there you go.
oh, okay.
Huh. Well, Eric. Yeah, Eric has one hell of a collection.
Yes.
I guess
he
Marcus
does.
has seen it. He's probably been over to Eric's house a few times. Lucky dog. So I did end up going with this image for the show graphics. Steve Rude painted piece.
Incredible.
So I mean, it's so amazing. I mean, to kind of pack all this in. The color choices are, the yellow and the green are awesome. I love the lighting effect with Nexus's blast there going through the character. I mean, there's just so many really fun things and things I always will associate with Steve's painting.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
no one treats color like that.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. His color, his approach to color is so unique. And it's not just that, like, I've watched him paint and like, it's very singular, like, to see what he does and like his technical approach and how he achieves this. Like, it's difficult for me to describe. I'm kind of a moron, but it is difficult for me to describe how vibrant, but at the same time diffuse it is. Like, nothing is hard edged, really. but it's all very separated. It's all very distinct. And at the same time, it looks like you're looking at this through a filter. You know what I mean?
No, I completely agree. I love it. I'm loving it more now than I did when I looked at the first time. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is great. And this was Mark's, right? Yeah, Mark V's Calf Gallery. That's a good one. I thought Mark always gets good stuff. Well, yeah, I'd be happy to have a piece like this in my collection.
Absolutely.
It's funny. Anthony always has that. Well, you've seen it numerous times when he does a warehouse show. There's that rude piece with all those female characters kind of facing off, and it's
Mhm.
huge. And the price, he keeps lowering the price on that thing. And it's like, I'm like, one of these days I'm just gonna buy that because none of the characters are known characters, right?
Sure.
And it's just like I could own an 18 by 24-inch Steve Rude painting with 20 characters on it that I
Mhm.
don't know who they are, but it's a damn gorgeous piece of artwork. So maybe when he gets it down to, I think he was at like 3 or 2,800 or something like that. He gets it down to 2, I'll buy it.
Done.
'Cause- yeah, because with Steve stuff, I mean, not I didn't read Nexus. I don't have an affinity to really any of the materials that he's worked on. So I just want, I'd like an example.
Yeah.
All right, then over to Peter Rowe. He's always posting great war stuff. He posted a bunch of stuff from Scorpio 99 that a lot of people were commenting on, and I had to kind of like go through them a couple different times to figure out like, well, which piece, if I was going to pick one from Peter, would I
Mhm.
pick this week? And I like this one, and I liked it because uh, a lot of the other ones had had a little bit more detail and maybe a little bit more action, but something about the just kind of going in for the close up on the guy's face when there's the dog fights going on, and then he's just got this calm demeanor, and the lot not it's not like an overly rendered figure in the
Mhm.
face, but I don't know, there was just something about it, and it was really that panel. And so in the midst of all this battle, you just have this, he's calm as shit. I mean, if I was doing a dogfight with somebody, my teeth would be probably like file them down or something, right? Trying to do something, and here's this guy totally placid sitting in the cockpit. You don't care.
Yeah. What I think I like the most about these war artworks is the pacing. Like I really love that like beat by beat, shot by shot storytelling that they have to do, especially when it's something like a dogfight.
No, I completely agree. Yeah, all the other pieces from the story were great, really
Yeah.
great. Look at that, Marcus is letting me know that the root is now down to 25.
So close, Bill.
That means I could probably almost offer him $2,000 and he'd take it.
Tell him $2,000 and bring it to OAX. He doesn't have to pack it. He doesn't have to ship it.
That's true.
We've
Well,
done these deals.
I'll honestly, God, every time I saw it, I was like, "That's a pretty good painting."
Yeah.
I mean, anything I own, I'm not going to have an emotional attachment to. So, what's the matter at that point? As long as you like the art.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
but
true.
Peter, obviously, congrats. This is it was cool to see so many pieces from the same storyline get posted by an artist that I mean, I know I've seen the name before, Victor Hugo Arias.
Yeah.
But yeah, way to go. And I do. I mean, look at that wing, man. That doesn't feel like a flat wing there, man. It's got depth.
It's got that.
Well done.
Yeah, bevel.
All right, it's a couple more. Oh, here's my Senescene piece in who was Gaff? Oh, it's Heiser's Gaff. When I saw this, I mean, like the first thing I think of is like 1950s painting again. Like whether it's a paperback book cover, because kind of has that. The colors are that, but it's
Yeah.
haunting, of course. Mood, totally moody.
So desaturated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so again, I know we've featured something once before, probably from Michael's Calf from Senescene. Don't know anything about the artist, but love the style. I mean, this is the kind of artist that could end up having like a gallery show or something.
Oh, absolutely. And this
Sorry.
probably goes without saying, but it's great anatomy.
Yeah,
You're literally,
quite
you get to
true.
draw bones.
Right? Yeah. I mean, you don't get too many
Look at those
opportunities
phalanges.
like this. Oh man, Marcus. All right, so let's see. Zingers overweight. All right, a couple more here. Let me highlight, get my like on here for Heiser. All right. I picked this one just for fun.
Mhm.
I don't know who Joe Spencer is, but I just thought, this is like pure like late 80s, early 90s style, like VHS cover art.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
I just love it. I mean, the building, the airbrush on the wings, the way drawn the city. I mean, this could be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cover,
Sure.
or VHS tape, whatever.
Transformers.
Laser, yeah. I mean, everything. It just speaks to the time,
Yeah.
the way the artwork is done, and I came back to this piece, a couple times. I knew I was going to pick it, but I went back and looked at it. I wish I could zoom in on it, but
Yeah.
I just thought it was cool. That it feels like game art. I mean,
Mhm.
it just kind of crosses over a lot of different genres and things, and reminds me of like old Atari, game cases. I mean,
Yeah.
you name it. This thing just
Yeah.
makes me. It's so evocative of so many different little eras of things that I remember seeing as a kid.
Well, and it's such a cool way to get like a piece from a cartoon that's not a cell, you
Right.
know?
Yeah, and I'm looking at it now, and I'm seeing it because I was actually covering it up with our screen. But just look at the angle of that. The city, the road. We're looking straight down at the city, and then they throw the cityscape in a funky angle behind it. I mean, it really is like a daring design, and it
Mhm.
works really, really, really well. Huh. Charles Holford's gonna have the Gargoyles theme song stuck in his
I
head for
don't
a while.
remember it. This
I
was a
don't
little
either.
after my time. I think my youngest brother's 10 years younger than me, and I remember him watching this.
Yeah, I did not get to see these. Um, but yeah, no, it's fantastic. Only 9 comments on it though. Should get some more. Last piece, my ninth piece of the night. Mark Buckingham, this Amazing Spider-Man 1 cover. I I really like the
Me too.
composition on this. I love the way Spider-Man's drawn. I love the way the webbing is done on him,
The
as well.
concept is crazy.
It is. It really is. And it's always fun when they have they ground the character with figures sometimes in like in a window out,
Mhm.
looking at them out that. But here you have a train window, they're up close. It's action. I love the composition with they're on the raised train track
Yeah.
platform. Just a great piece. And Buckingham's always awesome. But when you look at
What
it, I
a
mean,
challenge to illustrate this,
even the
you
way
know?
look at the way the figures are drawn, it kind of harkens a little bit to like Romita Senior. I mean, the figures
Yep.
look they're all they're good to look at. They're handsome people in the train car.
Yeah, the
Even
people in the train is really the most Buckinghamish piece of this to me.
Hmm?
Spidey is kind of like, to a point where it's like, oh, is this Buckingham? I don't know. And then you see those figures and you're like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is great. And
Yeah.
it's so in your face too. So and was it Pat L? Yeah, Pat L's Calf Gallery. So congrats, Pat. This one's really awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah. No, hey. So good stuff. Lots of good stuff. I gotta still go find that butts image though.
I
I
think
did
the
not.
title might have something about butts in it. It
Oh,
might.
so I searched for butts plural. It should pop up in my
Well,
search.
in last week, yeah.
All right. Nope. But
Oh.
I'll keep searching. I'll find it.
You're doing the Lord's work, Bill.
I am, man. So all right. Well, we have one more show until OAX.
Mhm.
So we'll get to see what gets posted in the next during this week. I haven't really looked at a lot of art going on to CAF for this week, but yeah, one more show, and then it's
there.
beers, man, beers and
Yep.
beers and beers.
Yep.
So I'm ready for it. It's going to be a good weekend when we get to hang out together. But yeah, so I hope have a good weekend. Stay warm.
I will. It's gonna warm up. We're ready.
All right, man. I'll see you next week.
Night, guys.
All right, everybody. So as always, thank you for hanging out with us this evening. Lots of fun. Marcus says it's a hot search term on CAF. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen butts in the popular keyword search. I do look at that like once a week just to kind of get a feel for what people are searching on. That's not one of them. But hey, lots of stuff afoot, as you know. We're going to be posting and pushing out announcements a lot in the next couple of weeks. I think next week is going to be a big one where you're going to get to see some stuff. We'll probably release a little bit more information about the show floor for everybody, especially those who are going. I've been getting a lot of I think people are getting excited and they want to kind of set, know where people are set up, especially now that some artists are being able to show the path to their booth. And a lot of the PR we're putting out right now lists the booth numbers for the artists. So being able to have a map to tie that to is very important. So, expect to see a lot more of that in the next week or so. Thank you, Jeff, for coming on. And also, it was great to talk with Lauren again, and looking forward to seeing Scott Dunbier at OAX in a couple weeks as well. So, stay tuned to the CAF updates. If we add in any special programming that isn't on the schedule yet, that's where you're going to probably hear about it first, unless you're following, the CAF Plus channel properly and get notifications about it. That's the other way to do it. So, just expect a few surprises over the next 10 days, and have a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again next week.